the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here with the Dirty Old Bastards as they bring you their 5th annual 410 Knoxville Nationals. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is KR Stolfus, and your night is presented by Streaker Racing. I hope everyone straps in, holds on tight, because we are getting ready to kick off tonight's E-main. And it is going to be a wild one, from the drop of the green flag to the drop of the checkered flag in our final event. And we'll call that one the A-main. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me. I hope everyone is as excited as I am. And I do hope everyone checked out the Turn 2 Terribles pre-race podcast that went down. If you haven't, that is still available to go be viewed. So until then, well, you're just stuck with me. Here we go. Top 5 going to transfer out of the E-main. Only 6 drivers are taking to the grid. So let's get right into tonight's E-main starting lineup. It is going to be a bit of a wild night, as we're going to have to work through each and everything. So here we go. Tim Burner in the 19 on the inside of row number 1. Brett Strickler and the Bronco Billy 38 to the outside of that front row. Row number 2, Brennan Lacey in the 414. Alex Robinson in the 35, who just earned his name being called out by the skin of his teeth. Stephen Goldner in the 30, and Justin Zapp in the 3 on the outside of our third and final row. So the 19 down on the inside of this front row. The lights have gone out on the Chevy Silverado. This is tonight's E-main, your top 5 drivers going to transfer out. Silverado down and away. Green flag is out, and Brett Strickler gets caught napping. Tim Burner on the throttle, and he is going to rip that inside lane and gets a good run down the backstretch. Burner, Strickler, Lacey, Goldner, Justin Zapp, and Alex Robinson in this one. Top 5 transfer, and right now Zapp has it in that black number 3. Alex Robinson falling back quite a bit here. He's got some work to do as we go on board with Alex. And man, I'll tell you what, I had this guy picked to make it out of the E. But if he can't get it done, I may never talk about him again. Strickler with a fast lap time of a 15.36, but he's got some company down on the inside. Brendan Lacey in the 414 had a good run through turns 1 and 2, fell back down the backstretch, but here he comes challenging right back. Strickler to the high side. Brett Strickler looking for a good run down the backstretch. Into the bottom of 3 and 4, and Strickler takes over the top spot to transfer out of the E. Now with 5 laps to go, can he hold on to it in that 38? Ken Burner sitting there in second place as Brendan Lacey to his inside. This is a new battle, 3 wide, coming off of turn number 4. Goldner out of Canada, finding himself in 4th place, and Justin Zapp in the 3 right there as well. We go on board with the black 3 and Justin Zapp. Man, oh man, here we go. 2 laps to go in tonight's E-main. Who is going to have it? And Brett Strickler, man on a mission, just turned the fastest lap of this E-main, a 15.35. That car is dialed in. White flag, final time around in tonight's E-main. He's got a good line going. Brendan Lacey second, third goes to Tim Burner, Stephen Goldner, and Justin Zapp, your transfer spots. But here they come, checkered flag out, and 38 gonna get it done. Lacey, Burner, Goldner, Zapp, and Robinson rounding out this E-main. Joining me in the booth right now, that is none other than Jeremy Zarfos. How you doing, Jeremy? Oh, no, never mind. I spoke too soon, and that was my fault.
What do you mean? Too soon? I'm right here, buddy. I've been here. I've been over your shoulder the whole time.
Oh, well. Okay.
It's ninja abilities, man. How are you tonight, sir? How was that E-main? I just jumped in here. Heard Brett Strickler won that thing.
Yep, Brett Strickler in the 38 picks up the win. We'll see if he's going to be able to join us, and he is. So, Jay-Z, how about you kick this one off by talking to our E-main winner, Brett Strickler.
Hey, buddy, welcome to, I guess, Victory Lane. I know you got to get the car ready for the next year. And the E-main winner, Brett Strickler, looked like quite the attendance there. How many cars did you have to pass?
1. And
you know what?
I got gifted like 5 spots because people didn't show up.
And you didn't get wrecked. You weren't upside down or on your side.
Look, that's the very first main I think I've finished this whole week.
How do you feel for the next one? So I wonder how. I guess it depends how many cars show up there. So how'd the car feel there?
It's Shrek's too heavy. But Chris did say, he's like, yeah, obviously we're gonna have more cars in lower mains, and with the time frame, and I think we're already 15 minutes ahead of schedule with how short that was. So hopefully it gets we use up more of the warm up time, give us a chance to open the track up.
Very good, man. Hopefully we'll keep going through the alphabet soup, and hopefully I'm the guy that knocks you out of the last one that you need.
Yeah, right. Until I knock you out.
You know what? We're probably going to both get knocked out before that happens, before we see each other. So, hey, good luck in the next one, man. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Talk to you soon.
All right, there you have it. Brett Strickler, our E-main winner. And Jay-Z, you've got quite a bit of waiting to do here tonight. So while we're in this holding pattern for our next session to open up, tell us a little bit about what has gone down this week, because we're picking up here on championship night, but this is not when it started.
It is not, and it's been a long, 10 days for the league. This is the 10th day out of 10, and 360 Nationals last week, which carried over into the Ironman 55, which carried into, the Cappy, and then qualifying nights for the 410. So it's been a long 10 days, and there's been a lot of guys that have ran both, and there's a few that split up, ran the 360s and or 410s, and vice versa. So, you know, I think, in my journey, the 410s was way more difficult week, and I had some rough luck, some a little bit worse draws. It was an 8-car invert versus a 6, so that 8-car invert is very difficult when they're taking 4. When these tracks are fairly narrow, they're kind of juiced up. It's difficult to pass, and you got to take some chances. And there's a lot of guys that are stuck in these lower mains that they had to work their tail off. They may feel comfortable about where they're at with the B or wherever that may be, and then you saw some really heavy hitters last night at the hard knocks, and the 4 that came out of there are very well deserving. They're going to start at the back of the A, and I can see all 4 of them coming through the field. So I know you'll talk about that more a little bit later here, but it's been a heck of a 10 days. I know Chris is ready for a break for sure.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, Chris is really putting in a whole lot of effort for this. So, the Dirty Old Bastards, we're in the 5th annual 410 Nationals. And you talked about the 360s, the Ironman, and in the middle of all that, we went to a fixed setup.
Interesting, right? I think iRacing is in an interesting stage right now with the dirt sprint car, the dirt wing sprint car, and there's a lot of things going on, and there's been a lot of debate over what's right, what's wrong. At the end of the day, iRacing is leaving it where it's at, so you can take a stance on either side of this. That some of these setups that guys are using, are they quote unquote exploits or are they not? And uh, whatever the case may be. But I think what has happened, it is lower participation across wing racing over the last few months, and there's plenty of guys that spoke up when Chris Roberts made a decision to make this a fixed week for the 410s. There's a lot of guys that came out of the woodwork and said, "Hey, I'm back. I'll come back and race this now." Um, the participation was up a little bit for the 410s, which I think we all expected a little bit. But I think everyone's having a pretty good time. There's been a few complaints here and there about the setup, but it's not been overwhelmingly negative. And I think everybody at least knows, they say, "Hey, I'm on the same stuff as the other guy. Now I can go try to beat him." I think the tracks have had character when it comes feature time. So if you can set yourself up and do the right things, you know, you can go beat the other guy without knowing you're getting beat by a setup, right? So I think it brought a lot of I don't want to call them veterans, but veterans of Dirty Old Bastards League back out of the woodwork a little bit to come race with us, and they've made it clear that they'll come race more if this continues. So maybe Chris is on to something. I know Darren Detweiler and the team over there have put a lot of work in to get this setup where it's at, and there's been pros all the way down through the middle saying that they've been happy with the setup. And I got to run it last night for a whole night, through a feature. It's definitely different than I personally run. But you got to be adaptable, and I think that you're seeing the guys that move forward are the ones who are adapting best.
Well, I'll tell you what, this E-main, even though it had 6 cars and a kind of a heavy track, there still was some movement. There still was some drivers going from the high side to the bottom, and it looked like it could very well shape up to be an outstanding A-main.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hyped for it, whether I'm a part of it or I get to watch it. I'm excited to see how it goes because I've been racing all these guys that are in this A-main. I've been racing with for a long time, and even recently, and it's a lot of familiar names. If the track gets as wide as I think it's going to get, it is going to be a good time. And even throughout these mains, like we were talking to Chris Roberts earlier on the pre-show with Turn Two Terribles, and he was watching it from a 1,000-foot view there, like a spectator, and he said it looked like a real race where cars were all over the place. And I think that's what you're going to see tonight, especially early. I hope the track holds up enough that late it doesn't become more narrow and less lanes. But I think what you're going to see throughout the night, especially you get in like the C and the B main, and then all the way to the A, I think it's going to be exceptional racing, and I'm excited to see it.
All right, with all that being said, guys, we are going to step away for just a moment, Tonight's D main gonna fire off here in just a minute. No one go anywhere. We'll be back to bring you tonight's D main as we continue on with the 5th annual DOB 410 Knoxville Nationals presented by Streaker Racing.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws. Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As right now, we're getting ready to fire off tonight's D-main, and one of the drivers we have got to catch up to, and that is none other than the driver of the 3, and that is Justin Zapp. And Justin, for the longest time, I've called you Justin Zapp. I know you have told me how to say your last name, and I want to say it, but I know I'm going to get it wrong. So let's clear all that dirty air.
The correct way to say it is Zapatosny, but every year that I have raced in go-karts, sprint cars, whatever, I have always signed in and they have announced Justin Zapp, so that's why it's on my car. So that's all you have to do is go by that.
All right, well, we will try and say Justin Zapatosny. Yes, no?
Oh, I was correct.
All right, we will try and say Justin Zapatosny as many times as we can here in this D-main. So how you feeling? You gonna get transfer in? How many are they taking, and can you get it done?
I believe they are taking 4 out of this, and I'm gonna be starting in the back. I highly doubt I'm gonna get up through, but I mean, luck can happen.
All right, well, Justin, man, I remember watching this black number 3 and some regular DOB seasonal events, but we're in a special event here, so the intensity has ratcheted up a notch. What are you gonna do to be able to counter that?
To be completely honest, I struggled for a long time in the regular series of DOB. And to have this many cars and this many mains, I mean, it's pretty much just going to be a point of try and find the moisture in the track and go where nowhere is being run and try and get by some guys. It's a little bit different too because now everybody's on the exact same setup, so it took me a long time to kind of get adjusted to this, but I think last night I did kind of figure it out towards the end, but had a few incidents with some people, and I know some people weren't happy with me, and I apologize to all of them, but you know, tonight's a new night, and we're just going to see where it goes, and good luck to everybody else, too.
All right, man, well, nice job out there. Getting out of the E-main into the D, the soup is thick for you, so we'll let you keep practicing here for a little bit longer, and, man, good luck. Before we let you go, though, any shout-outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I would like to give a shout-out to Chris and Darren for doing the setups, but you know, just for everybody that does the DOB stuff, I'm not exactly sure who all does that, but this is just an absolute fun league since they turned the mirrors off, because it does kind of bring it back to a lot of realism, and that was a lot of issues I had with other leagues and series and just plain running on iRacing. It makes it a lot more fun because you never know whenever a lane's going to change and all of a sudden the car comes up on you, and I've had a lot of fun the last season since they did that. Towards the end of it, when I started to kind of figure out setups a little bit, it was a lot of fun finding a line that nobody else was in and starting to pass some cars, and I felt like I was doing a little bit better, but I mean, it just made the racing absolutely better.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much for taking the time out of your practice session to talk to us. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. Man, I hope you make it all the way into tonight's A-main.
It would be fun. I know it's rough, but I think Doug Wolfgang did that back in late 80s, so it is possible, but we will see.
There you go, a historian pulling out a Doug Wolfgang reference. How about that? Jay-Z, we're getting ready to fire off this D-main, and man, you can't talk about the Knoxville Nationals without talking about Doug Wolfgang, Donnie Schatz, and of course, the king, Steve Kinzer.
Man, I agree. That was a cool interview. I've never got to speak to Justin before and or hear his voice or whatever and race with him a bunch. And, you know, he's not wrong. There were a few unhappy folks with him last night, but he was getting after it, man. You got to go. So it's a fine line between aggressive and stepping over it, right? And Knoxville just has that mystique, so it's pretty cool. Hopefully we make a little virtual history tonight.
All right, so here we go. We're about ready to fire off tonight's D-main. The track has been worked in. Each and every session is going to be its own event, so you will have to bear with us. I hope you all stick around for it from top to bottom. We, of course, want to thank our Patreon tonight. That is Streaker Racing. And I have to give a shout out to Jay-Z. Jay-Z, I treated you like a punching bag in the Turn 2 Terribles podcast, and you accepted all of it.
You know, I'm used to it. At this point, you know, I keep coming back though. It's like I just can't get enough of my buddy KR. Practice times. Look at the top of practice charts.
That is, you're not wrong. Brett Strickler transferring out of tonight's E-main, top the practice charts here for the D-main, and Brett in that Bronco Billy 38 looking very fast.
Yeah, I agree. And kind of look at some of these names in here. You know, right now it looks like I can't count that fast. 12, 15 guys in there so far. And, you know, Justin's happy. I think he'll be a contender. Chris Roberts is in this rally. Jack Young's had actually a lot of speed this week. There's not a lot of good line. I think he'll be a contender. So this will be a lot of fun. The track's it's wearing pretty good here. Not a ton of cars. I think they're going to let this roll. It's up to 12 and a half minutes of practice, so we'll find out.
All right, well, everyone is starting to clear the track. So with that being said, I think we're about ready to fire off tonight's D-main. But Jay-Z, I'll tell you what, this one's for you, bud. All right, here we go. Tonight's D-main on our championship night for the 5th annual DOB Knoxville Nationals. Everyone is starting to take to the grid. So let's figure out what our lineup is here for your D-main. On the inside of row number 1, that is the 36 of Travis Knupp. And on his outside, that is Jack Young for our front row. Row number 2, the 79 of Billy Rowley. And then Kim Baum Jr. in the 22 to the outside. Row number 3 will be Terrell Wheeler and Brian Moore Sr. in the 55. Row number 3 going to be, row number 4. That is the 93 of Chris Roberts. His new paint scheme threw me off there a little bit. And Gary Offit in that outside lane. Ryan Broderick in the 57 and Brett Strickler making it from the previous E-main into tonight's D-main. Brennan Lacey and Tim Berner make up row number 6, and our final row here tonight, well, that is going to be Stephen Goldner and Justin Zabonsky in the 3. And sorry, Justin, if I messed that up. I don't trust myself just yet. Ken Baum Jr. has not made the call to the grid. He is going to be starting, if he does start, from the pit lane here tonight. Top 4 drivers are going to transfer out of tonight's D-main. 5th and 6th place are alternates. So Jay-Z, Here we go, the Chevy Silverado down and away, and we are green flag racing, and that 36 got a huge jump.
Carried down the backstretch here. Travis Nutt's going to take the lead. Billy Rally is right there behind him, second place. And apologize, just kind of zoom in here. Jack Young's right behind those guys. So we got Nutt, Rally, and Young, top three so far. Four are going to transfer. Terrell Wheeler looks like he's in fourth. Got a little bit of heat right behind Chris Roberts.
Chris Roberts in the 93. Got to talk to him in the turn 2 terribles before this race started, and man, that admin, the league owner, the big honcho here. Oh, contact one goes around. And that is Terrell Wheeler. Oh, Jay-Z, maybe you should say it.
Terrell Wheeler is going to take a kind of spin off of Chris Roberts here. Go back and take a look at that. I'll let KR kind of go back and take a look at that one there, but that looks like Terrell Wheeler.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this replay. Going into the corner, the 93 is able to keep going. A couple cars get involved. Off the nose here of Wheeler. Coming off of turn number 2. He's got a good run down the back stretch. The 93 to the outside. And the 43 just clips that left rear, and into the wall he goes. One more look, final time at this incident. 43 and the 93 down the back stretch. And the 43 looks like he just drove it in a little deep. Collects another one. And, man, show's going to keep going, whether you're part of it or not.
A lot of chatter here on the radio, KR, about some EOLs and some bad connections here. So we've got to keep an eye on the leader with some connection issues and possible restart penalty. Oh, it's been an out.
I'll tell you what, from my point of view, the 36 looked like it was a bit wild, and he still is having some connection issues on my point of view. Right now, Billy Rally out in front of this field. Lights are on that Chevy Silverado. But Billy Rally in the 79, Travis Knupp. Is it Travis Knupp? Knupp? I don't know.
Let's go with Knupp just to make that one easy. We don't need the extra syllables. I got to be honest.
I can't even count past 2.
I know, that's the problem.
All right, fastest lap of this D-main right now is being held by Chris Roberts in the 93. Little bit of contact that brought out this caution. Will that slow down the 93 of Roberts? Can Brett Strickler, who came from the E-main, sitting in 5th place right now, just on the outside looking in, can he make it through to the C-main? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Chevy Silverado down and away. Billy Rally, the tuna can himself, on the throttle. Green flag is back out, and away we go once again.
Great restart through 1 and 2 for Billy there. We're going to have side-by-side battle for the last transfer spot. Strickler runs cut down for that, make it a 3-car battle. He's going to stay on the bottom here. We're going to have Rally, Nutt, Young, and Roberts so far, the top 4, and Brett Strickler looking for a way around. He's got to run on the top side here. He's going to cut down again under Jack Young for that final transfer spot.
Man, oh man, this race is winding down, and I'll tell you all what, it has been a wild one from the drop of the green flag. Let's go on board with Chris Roberts in the 93. He has made it up into 2nd place, battling with Travis Knupp on his outside. Here you go. He is wheeling and dealing, working that wheel back and forth. That lets you know that, man, this ain't easy no more. These fixed setups, maybe it was the right way to go for the DOB 410 Knoxville Nationals.
Great battle here for the second, third, fourth, and fifth position. Roberts is still hanging on to it, giving it all he can to try to give him a little bit of a buffer here. Runs the bottom, secures fourth place. Sorry, that Travis Nupp is still blinking in and out. Right now, battle for the transfer spot. Jack Young, Chris Roberts going to battle it out here. 9 laps down, we got 3 to go.
Brett Strickler making it all the way up into the second spot, turning the fastest lap of this D-main, a 15.85. That is a man on a mission in the 38. Holy cow, here we go, Jay-Z, getting ready to take the 2 to go, and the 79 of Billy Riley out in front.
Yeah, he's got a really good lead here. He's almost a second lead. Strickler's running some great laps. Battle is still on for this transfer spot. You know, Travis Nupp, Roberts, and Jack Young still battling it out. We're coming to the white flag, it looks like here. And right now, it's going to be Chris Roberts at the line. White flag out.
All right, Billy Riley, Brett Strickler, Travis Nupp, and Chris Roberts, your final transfer spots. Here they come. Off of turn number 4, Billy Riley gonna pick up the win. Strickler, Nupp, and Roberts transfer in to tonight's C-main. Jack Young and Stephen Goldner going to be the alternate. Justin Zapp, who we had a great interview with in between sessions, unfortunately looks like his night is done, but man, maybe he's got a shot. We might need more than 2 alternates.
Man, I tell you what a battle at the end there. That fourth transfer spot, Chris Roberts held off Jack Young by 13/100ths of a second. And then really, 6th place was only about a 10th and a half behind that. So that was a hell of a battle for the transfer spot. I think we're going to have that all night.
I think so too. It's going to be an outstanding night of racing. So your top 4 transfer in, and let's run through our results. Billy Riley, Brett Strickler, Travis Nupp, Chris Roberts, they transfer in. Jack Young and Stephen Goldner, your alternates. Justin Zapp in 7th. 8th place goes to Ryan Broderick. Tim Burner in 9th. 10th goes to Brian Moore. Gary Offit in 11th. 12th goes to Brendan Lacey in the 414. Tough run for him. He had some speed in the E-main, but yeah, this D-main just didn't go his well. Terrell Wheeler and Ken Baum round out our 14-car D-main. Do want to give a shout out to everyone in YouTube chat before we fire off our post-race, our post-D-main show. But thank you everyone for coming in to YouTube chat. Man, if you guys are enjoying the show, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let these drivers know that you appreciate them. Even though your favorite driver maybe got eliminated, and just let them know you were here to watch them. They will appreciate it wholeheartedly. So we are waiting to see if we can catch up with some of our finishing drivers. So Jay-Z, are you in the B main, C main? Where are you going to fire off?
I'm in the pole of this next one. I am on the pole of the C main. I went last night, ran 6th in Hard Knocks. So I went from a 10th place start in the D to the pole of the C main. So I am going to scoot here in just a minute. And you got some people coming. Looks like Billy is ready to come in and say hi. I got to say hi to Billy. Put him in here. Billy, congratulations, my guy. Hopefully see you in the front of the B main or the C main here coming up. That was a heck of a run. You did what you got to do, man. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I had didn't realize we were getting ready to go that quick, so I hurried up and made some burritos, and it's been a good day. Got my suit for the upcoming wedding and ate some burritos, so solid day.
I mean, if there's not a combination you'd rather have for a day as burritos and a wedding, a tuxedo, you can't have a better day than that.
No, you feel good in a good suit, feel good, you race good. It's just where we're at, so it's fun. It's shouldn't be in the D. I screwed up last night pretty bad, but yeah, have fun.
Most importantly, what was in the burrito? Because that's what everyone wants to know.
It was one of those frozen beef burritos, but then I covered it with some good melty cheese and some hot sauce on it. So
definitely some improvements.
It was fire.
Hey, buddy.
If I transfer out of the C, I'm going to go make more.
Good luck to you, my guy. I'll see you hopefully in the C and beyond, man.
We'll see you.
Hey guys, that was a bold strategy there by Billy Rowley to have burritos right before his soup run, don't you guys think?
Dude, I'll tell you what, last weekend my wife wanted to have Chipotle for lunch before I climbed into the race car. I was like, No, I am not man enough. Here is Tuna Can himself eating a freaking burrito. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, I can't even have Chipotle because I'm a wimp.
There's nothing worse than a code brown in a race car.
Oh, tell you what, no one knows you pooped yourself in a driving suit until they get close enough.
And do you finish second so you don't get interviewed at that point?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone knows what happened, aka Tony Stewart Watkins Glenn win.
I think the deed's already done, so if you can just like manage to still find a way into victory lane, I say do it, you know. Bragging to the victor go the spoils, even if the spoils are in your pants.
100% agree, my guy. Hey, I'm going to jump out of here, boys. Have fun. Good luck. Hopefully catch up to you on the other side.
Very thank you. Wow. Thank you very much, Jay-Z, for joining me. Good luck in your race here tonight.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.
All right. That is none other than Jeremy Zarfos, a.k.a. JZP, a.k.a. Jeremy Zarfos Photography. But now I am left in the booth, and I'm shaking for this moment. I have the illustrious, the esteemed, the oh so awesome Adam Buchanan, who actually gets paid a lot more than I do to call races. So Adam, how you doing?
I'm living the dream, KR. I jumped into the broadcast booth just to hear you call that D main before I hop into the C main. Awesome job, my friend. One of the best iRacing broadcasters in the biz. We're lucky to have you here for DOB Knoxville Nationals night here at the beautiful Knoxville, Iowa.
That it is. And I'll tell you what, man, you're in the C. So tell us a little bit about how your week has gone, how you ended up in the C, and what you think you got to do to make it further into tonight's race. Are you there? Did I lose you? Is he gone?
Nope, I'm here.
Oh, hi.
Horrible qualifying night on my prelim night. I think I went out 6 from last and qualified pretty poorly and made it through the heat. I was 1 spot out of a qualifying spot, so I think that put me in the B. I ended up finishing 1 spot out of the B on my qualifying night, so unfortunately missed the A by 1 spot. And put me in Hard Knocks night, and then Hard Knocks night won the B main, and Hard Knocks night I missed qualifying by a qualifying spot in the heat by a spot, so that put me in the B main. I won the B main, which felt pretty good, and then I was running like 6th or 7th, got in an accident, and my microphone stopped working, so I ended up taking the EOL penalty, even though I probably shouldn't have. I did, and then I ended up crawling back up to 13th, so I think that puts me in the middle of the C, but we'll see what happens here. Maybe I'll jump back in, because I don't feel very good about this run I'm about to have here in the C.
All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what, you have the full support of everything I can say nice about you to get through tonight's C main, so I think that's going to be enough for you.
God, I hope so, because I've been slow as of late, so we'll see what happens. I'm just here to have fun and hang out with the boys and listen to your race call of this beautiful event we got here.
All right, guys. Well, I'll tell you all what. We are done with the E main, the D main. We are getting ready to fire off tonight's C main. Championship night for the 5th annual DOB 410 Knoxville Nationals presented by Streaker Racing. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back to fire off tonight's C main that includes Adam Buchanan. Y'all, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Turn 3 Racing Network as we bring you the 5th Annual DOB 410 Knoxville Nationals, our C-main, getting ready to fire off, and we are in our practice session for tonight's C-main. Got to blow the track off just a little bit. The 44 Adam Buchanan joined me in the booth. What we call the D-main. So too did Jay-Z help me call that D and E main. Right now, Jeremy Zarpos in that number 19 finds himself in 11th place on the speed charts. It is going to be just a few more minutes before we fire off this event. So you can see everyone's lap times as they work their way around this Knoxville Speedway. Stephen Goldner in the 30 on top of the leaderboard. Let's see if we can get any of these guys to talk to us. Who do we want to talk to? Just a little bit. If we can key up the driver who finds himself a little bit in the middle here, that is the 17 of Tyler Isley. Tyler, you got your ears on, bud?
Sure do, man. How's it going?
Man, I'll tell you what, it's going just fine. This number 17 machine finds itself in 13th spot here in the warm-up session, but we know there has been a lot going down. How you been doing this week?
You know, I can't lie, it's been kind of a struggle. Just haven't been able to find really the right spot. I've kind of ended up in a handful of wrecks, used up a few cars, but you know, it is what it is. Just on to tonight and trying to make the most of it. We had thankfully a pretty fortunate night last night and Hard Knocks night to get us up from all the way from the D up here to mid-pack in the C. So it's always helpful. You know, it's nice to be sitting where we're at right now, but obviously you want to get more, and it's a tough pack. But I'm just you know, hoping to do my best and see where I come out here. It's my first time running Knoxville with everybody here at DOB, so it's just cool to be a part of it.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've been a part of DOB for a while, and I can't recall the amount of pressure being put on for an event like this. But here you are in tonight's C-main. What do you think it's going to take for you to get into a transfer spot?
Probably a lot of luck. But, you know, I don't know. We'll just see what happens. I think staying out of trouble. I mean, there's a lot of really good guys here, and everybody's going to be going for it. If we're getting to the point now, you know, where, you know, we have a big field. I think we have, what, 21 in here right now making laps. So, you know, just see what happens, see if any chaos ensues, and maybe just try to survive it. I think that might be the way of the track tonight.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go and let you warm up some more, final time, possibly, hopefully not, but shout outs, thank yous, I love yous. Anyone you want to thank for this here appearance tonight?
Yeah, just want to say hi to my family back home in Ohio, who may be tuning into this. Rockin' Cave RV Ranch in West Mansfield, Ohio, for obviously being on the car and everything. Embroidery Designs in Raymond, Ohio, not on the car currently, but that's going to be, we're going to fix for that. And then Dizzy Photography, Posse Racing, all those guys for you know, helping me get to where we're at right now, and we'll just see what happens tonight.
All right, man. Well, good luck. Hopefully you transfer out of the C into the B and then into the A. But, man, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man.
All right, that is Tyler Isley in the number 17, taking time out of his practice to talk to us. How about that? I'll tell you what. Guy's got some work cut out for him, but we'll see what he's got. We'll see what he's got. Brett Strickler started tonight from the E-main, transferred out of the E into the D, and now he finds himself in the C. The 38 really trying to run the soup here tonight. We'll see if he can get it done. So far, he is the only one that has made it out of the E-main as far as he has. He's throwing down a little bit of celebration because he knows he's got some speed. The 19, Jeremy Zarfos, right there. We got to talk to him. And of course, I do want to give a huge shout out to Methanol Mafia Productions, the design metal art. That is the 3D of Darren Detweiler. He is tonight's setup master. And from what I have heard from all the drivers who have participated in this 410 Knoxville Nationals from the beginning, it sounds like the way he set this car up was outstanding. So a huge shout out to Darren Detweiler. And of course, we do have an FDS moment. And moving on, Dakota Kuhn in the 95, finding himself into tonight's C-main. OMG. How is this going to play out, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. If I knew, if I had a crystal ball, I'll tell you what, I probably wouldn't be here calling this on Cartoon Racing. If I had a crystal ball, I'd be making a whole heck of a lot more money than doing this. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be as happy as I am right now, sitting here calling this C-main for the Dirty Old Bastards 410 Knoxville Nationals. So let's get right into our starting lineup for this one on the inside of row number 1 as we get ready to fire them off. That is the 19 of Jeremy Zarfos, and to his outside, well, that is Troy Wagaman, and row number 2 will be the 85 of Tyler Shell and Andrew Power in the 87. Row 3 is going to be none other than the 56 of Randy Shreves and the 72 of David Spiel. Row number 4 will be John Bragman, and to his outside, the 44 of Hank Silver. Row number 5 going to be Kevin Hanley in the 110. To his outside, the 33 of Josh Piquel. Tyler Isley, who spent some time talking to us for row number 6 on the inside, and to his outside, well, that's a 44 of Adam Buchanan, a fellow broadcaster, race caller. Tell you what, I do hope Adam Buchanan makes it through into the A, but if he doesn't and he joins us here tonight, oh man, y'all gonna be in for a treat, because this guy is great with a microphone. Very good with steering wheel. Very good with a microphone. We'll see what happens. Kevin Click in the 25C. Todd LeBou in the 94. Dakota Kuhn in the 95, right behind them. And George Streaker Jr., our race patron here tonight. Taryn Detweiler in the 3D. And Billy Rowley in the 79. Brett Strickler trying to continue his streak. And Travis Nump on the outside of row number 10. Chris Roberts in the 93. Jack Young on the outside of row 11. And Stephen Goldner round out our 23 car C-main here tonight. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your butts, because it is about ready to fire off. Jay-Z, Troy Wagaman, green flag is out, and we are underway. The 19 gets a good start there. He's got some run down the backstretch. The 19 has the advantage as the fireworks go off for tonight's C-main. Things are getting more intense. We're going to throw out some more fireworks. Here comes the 85 of Tyler Shell. He's looking down the inside. Troy Wagaman Jr. in the 19, or the 119, following in the tire tracks of the 19. And Shell battling with Jeremy Zarfos side by side into turn number 1. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Caution flag going to come out, and it is going to slow everything down. I believe trouble has happened to Kevin Hanley in the 110. Let's see if we can pick up where things went bad for him. Hanley in the 110, 3 wide, and he just gets sandwiched. There goes the front wing, and around he goes. That is a tough break for the 110. Hanley just wrong place, wrong time. Everyone else able to get through, but Kevin gonna find himself to the holler a lot sooner than he would like to be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, call it favoritism, call it what you want. But I will say, old JCP did send some money my way for my in real life racing. So this Busch Latte goes to the 19 of Jeremy Zarfos. That's the only one he gets tonight. I will play favorites, but not that much. All right, lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. We're gonna fire them off. Jeremy Zarfos, Tyler Shell, Troy Wagaman, and Andrew Power. Your top 4, those are your transfer spots. Let's go on board with David Smeal for this restart. Silverado down and away. FDS looking like he might fall asleep on this restart, but holds on to it. Green flag is out. We are back underway. The 19 to the high side. Tyler Shell down to the bottom. Here we go. This one is going to finish out in dramatic fashion with 10 laps to go this time around. Shell in the 85, not quite able to make the run on Jeremy Zarfos at 19. We're really working that high side, but the 85 staying committed down to the bottom. Now the 85 goes up to the middle lane. This track really starting to get blown out. We're here in the C-main. We've still got a lot of racing to go. And Chris Roberts keeping a close eye on this racetrack. Speaking of Chris Roberts, man, he is having a very tough go as the yellow flag is going to come out. It looks like he is involved in a caution flag here in tonight's C-main. Let's see if we can figure out what happened with Chris Roberts in the 93. High atop the spotter stand. They're working their way off of turn number 4. Close racing. Everyone really getting after it. The 94 and the 93 look like they are going to have a conversation about how to make a mini sprint. The dominant male has not been present, and now the 93 and the 94 decide that they are going to go their separate ways. Let's take another look at this one. On board with the 94 top of booth. Conversation, mating ritual, and a mini sprint was not born. So there you go. All right, let's get right into this one once again. Jay-Z started on pole, holding on to that top spot. Tyler Schell in the 85, then Troy Wagerman and Andrew Power in your final transfer spot. Josh Piquel in the 33 has gained 5 positions to find himself just a little bit on the outside looking in. He is in your first transfer spot, or alternate spot, I should say, as the green flag comes back out. Billy Rowley in the 79, your biggest mover here in tonight's C-main. But Billy Rowley quickly running out of time. Can he make it into the top 4? Tyler Schell, Jeremy Zarfos battling for the race win here in the C-main. The 85 takes over the top spot down the back stretch. That elbows up Sim team, getting right after it in the 85. Really working that bottom lane, but the third caution of the night going to come out, and unfortunately, it is going to include the 79 of Billy Rowley. Big heartbreak here, as this was our biggest mover of the race. He was on pace to try and make it into tonight's B-main. Let's see what happened to the 79. Contact with Shreves, Dakota Kuhn in the 95, right behind him. He makes contact right there, and around goes the 79. And Billy Rowley running out of luck just a little bit there. No further damage, but man, it is going to be tough to come back from that little incident. Lights are still on. That Chevy Silverado made with horseshoes and hand grenades. And tornadoes. drivers out of this race as Kevin Hanley, early dropout. George Streaker in the 23 did find himself in trouble earlier tonight. He has gotten back out onto the track, multiple laps down. Chris Roberts in the 93 finding himself sitting on pit road, or I'm sorry, not on pit road, as he's making his way out back onto the speedway. Roberts still on the lead lap. He has got to hurry up as we are getting ready to fire him off that Silverado. Down and away, Tyler Shell, Jeremy Zarfos, Wagaman, and Piquel all on the throttle. Green flag back out, and away we go once again. Tyler Shell running that bottom line to perfection. Can Jay-Z take what he is seeing from the 85 and take over the top spot? Each position is important as it will be just a little bit closer to the top four in tonight's B-main. Shell, Zarfos, Wagaman, and Piquel, your top four. We go looking at the 33 of Josh Piquel, and this track is starting to really get blown off. 3 laps to go this time as they work their way down the backstretch. Oh, David Sneal finding himself on the outside. Looking in the 72, goes to try and rip the lip, but can't gain on the 33 just yet. 2 more times around. Talk about a rough race to be in. A very stacked C-main. Tyler Shell gonna get the white flag. Final lap, final time around. Here we go. Shell, Zarfos, Wagaman, and Piquel, your top 4. They're going to transfer into the B if they can hold on to their spots. And off at turn number 4, Tyler Shell gets it done. Jay-Z in second, Wagaman third, Piquel fourth. FDS somewhere in, it don't matter. Adam Buchanan 6th, Dakota Coon 7th, Double D 8th, 9th goes to Billy Rowley, 10th Kevin Click, Travis Nupp 11th, 12th Randy Shreves, John Bragman, and 13th, 14th goes to Jack Young. Brett Strickler up into 15th place. A good run going, but Brett not able to make it deep into tonight's race. Well, it depends on how you call deep. So Brett Strickler, great job making it from the E into the C, but unfortunately not able to go any further. Tyler Isley, Chris Roberts, Stephen Goldner, Todd LeBoob, Andrew Power, Hank Silver, George Streaker, and Kevin Hanley round out your 23 car field here in tonight's C-main. All right, let's get right into it. Let's see if we can talk to anyone in tonight's C-main. I'm looking for Tyler. And there he is. Let me pull him in. Tyler Shell, you got your ears on, bud?
Yep.
OMG. Tyler, you win tonight's C-main. Tell us a little bit about how you ended up in the C-main and what it took to win it.
A lot of people mad at me. I just had a terrible prelim night, and Hard Knocks didn't go very much better, and kind of just lumped it into the C, and I put my head on right tonight, and haven't done anything stupid yet, and just ran the bottom and came home with a victory.
Well, Tyler, man, I'll tell you what, you're always a fun one to watch here in the broadcast booth. But the racing here tonight and this week has been outstanding from everything I can tell. So tell us a little bit about what happened to you that put you in the Hard Knocks.
Let's see. In prelim night, I started on the pole, and I flipped it in the first corner, and then Hard Knocks, I qualified dead last almost, and hit the berm in my heat race and wrecked about half the field, and then I was up to like 6th or 7th in the feature and flipped it again and kind of just limped it home last night. So that's how we got in the C main.
Well, you make it out of the C into the B, and man, what's it gonna take to get through a very stout B main?
Just no stupid moves, be smart, it's a long race, and just gotta run a perfect race.
A perfect race.
Yep.
Wow.
Start we start 21st, right? Or like,
Well, maybe as long as everyone shows up.
yeah, maybe hey, if maybe someone doesn't show up and we gain a spot or two, wouldn't that be nice?
It would be nice. So, man, all right, Tyler, congratulations on the C main win. Hopefully, you make it into the A. But for this, if we don't get to talk to you again, shout outs, thank yous.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody for putting this on. Shrieker Racing for broadcasting tonight, and then I was up Sport. And the meme paint tonight, we got Craig's ham steak and Giovanni's Italian ice.
Ooh, Giovanni's Italian ice. What flavor?
Gotta go sweetest fish, but
Ooh.
yeah.
See, I go with the lemon.
But see, everybody thinks Italian ice is just shaved ice, and you gotta tell them it's not the same.
It's not the same, but I go with lemon because I'm not sure what I'm eating.
It's ice. It's Italian ice. It's not shaved ice. Italian ice. You're gonna
Sure.
have a whole YouTube chat about it.
And don't you go where the Huskies go. All right, Tyler. Nice job, man.
Thank you.
All right, that is Tyler Shell, your C main winner, and we'll see him transferring into tonight's B main. But let's go ahead and take a moment and talk to the driver who also transferred in, and that is none other than the 19 of Jeremy Zarfos. Oh, Jay-Z, how you doing? You transfer in to tonight's B main.
More laps of practice to screw it up, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe. You know how it goes. This will be fun. Next one here. It's gonna be a battle. I mean, there were some guys that moved in that C main, but this is 22 laps, so we'll line up and give them hell and see what we can come up with.
All right, man. Well, this 19 machine finds itself a little bit stacked deep into tonight's B main. What's it going to take to get through it all?
I mean, I really think I'm going to have to take some chances, number one. Number two, go where some other people aren't. And number three, pass some cars that wreck and not be in the wreck. I think that's what it's going to take. It's a lot of cars. It's going to take all of that. A little bit of luck and a whole lot of go.
All right, man. Well, hopefully that Jay-Z machine will get it done. I did crack one for you. I don't know if I'm playing favorites, but I have reason to.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, dude. We'll give them hell. Sell some T-shirts, maybe, or something like that.
All right, man. Well, nice job here tonight. Any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Chris Roberts for doing all this. All these guys showed up for no money and a trophy, and it's been 10 straight days for those guys. So, the work that they've all put in and getting all this working and keeping it together, man. Shout out to those guys and all the guys at the Brent Mark Sim team. We're probably all watching the All-Star race. Brent's leading right now with 17 to go, at least on my tape delay. I don't know how far we're behind, but shout out to all those guys, Adam and the rest of the team. We got a couple in the A-main, and we'll try to get some more here.
All right, man. Well, nice job here tonight, and we look forward to talking to you after tonight's A-main.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.
All right, that is Jeremy Zarfos in the 19. And I hit the wrong button, so I apologize for that there. Trying to do too many things at once.
Happens, KR. You're doing a great job.
Oh my gosh, there's so much going on, Adam. How many iRacing broadcasts have you done?
This is number one, man. I guess if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go big.
All right, so I have to ask. I have never got to call a live race, but I do these cartoon races. Okay, so okay. I am the producer. I am the cameraman. I am the shot caller, play by play, and all of that. I most of the time I don't know what's going on. So what is it like to call a real life race?
You got to be prepared, I guess, is like the biggest thing I could say when you're, announcing a live race. And that's a lot of things that people take for granted. If you don't know who's out there, sponsors, hometowns, and what's going on, you're going to have a hard time. So first and foremost, it's just, trying to do your homework and make sure you know who's out there. And then after that, just try to make it as exciting as possible, I suppose.
I'll tell you what, you were trying to make it exciting in tonight's A-main, but Adam, you end up in 8th place, not able to continue on here in these 410 Knoxville Nationals. What were you seeing out there in this A-main tonight?
So I finished 6th, and I'm an alternate as of right now. So I am going to get in the B-main server and see if people show up or not. I need some luck to make it, but sitting at an alternate with a 6th place finish, it wasn't too bad. I started pretty deep. I started 12th. Made it up to 6th, so I passed 6 cars. Got a little lucky with a couple of the passes, but I also noticed the top is there, but man, does it go away quickly. Well, and it'll be a lot of lane searching, I think, KR, tonight to see who goes where, and if the top is still viable, the deeper in the A-main it goes.
Who do we have to stab real quick to get you in as the alternate?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a pretty nonviolent guy by nature, but I mean, if someone has a power outage, or their wife or girlfriend's a little needy and tonight's not their night, I'd be happy to fill in, but if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. I did damage myself pretty well in the prelim nights, but been tinkering with my setup, and I think I might have found something. Second fastest in practice, passed 6 cars in the C. So I can't wait for this DOB season to kick off, because I think I might have something for these guys. Typically I'm the slowest guy out there, so passing 6 cars in 12 laps made me excited.
All right, man. Well, hey, I'll tell you what. We have been talking about cartoon racing, but why don't you throw your credentials out there and what you're doing in the real world for calling races?
Well, for those who don't know, I've been the weekly broadcaster at Bruden and Fulton Speedways for the last 13 years. I was also the voice of a traveling crate late model series here in New York for 2 years. And this year, I'm the voice of the Luke Searle Empire Super Sprints. It's a touring 360 series up here in New York. That's been pretty fun. Been on Flow Racing a handful of times this season, calling races. And when I'm not calling races or doing some chores for my wife, I'm out here with you guys, ripping it up here on the virtual high bank. So I love racing. I raced quarter midgets as a kid, got in a bad accident and realized racing's not my future. So I pivoted and got into broadcasting. Been lucky enough to work for ESPN for a little bit, and when I realized life on the road wasn't as cracked up as I thought it was going to be, and I ended up moving back home and got the gig with Bruden and Fulton Speedways, and have been there and see where else it could take me ever since.
Well, man, nice job in all of those credentials. How about that journey? But Adam, hopefully your journey doesn't come to an end here tonight, but if it does, you are welcome into this booth. Just bring the popcorn and the butter, and I'm all out of popcorn.
Okay. Well, I got the popcorn, I got the salt, and I even got those little shakers that, like you can make your popcorn taste different flavors. I got you covered, KR. Got you covered.
All right, man. Well, we're going to step away for just a minute as we get ready to fire off tonight's B-main. No one go anywhere. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for putting up with each long extended session break. But it is what it is, because iRacing isn't real racing. And if you think about it, you're really not wasting that much time between real life and cartoon racing. So guys, no one go anywhere. We'll be back to bring you tonight's B-main.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws. iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for tonight's B-main event. Holy smokes, it is getting more and more intense as we get through our soup here tonight. We are making it into tonight's B-main. Let's take a look at our running order here in practice as they try to work the track in. Josh McKell transferring from the C into the B. You got Austin Griffey, Brandon Matson, Adam Elby, Tyler Shell, who came from tonight's C main. FDS up inside the top 10. Jimmy Barr over in YouTube chat. I do want to say thank you to everyone who has been talking in YouTube chat. We got Jimmy Barr, we got Dunny, we got Dirt iRacing. I have no idea who Dirt iRacing is, but thank you very much for talking to me. Oh man, Jack Young with an FDS. Jimmy Barr with a posse. Oh, Jimmy. All right, Jimmy Barr also rooting for Ryan Smith. Well, Ryan Smith, bit of trouble there in practice. All right, Craig Dunn, teammate, I won't say a teammate, but maybe a fellow umbrella. Him and me are under an umbrella, old Dunny. I can make Craig Dunn happy tonight. That means I stood on my head and did everything correct. And if you don't know Craig Dunn, you don't get that. So, man, old Dunny, I hope you enjoyed the show. Sorry I haven't made you 100% happy, but I'm doing everything I can. I will literally stand on my head so that we can see eye to eye. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our B-main practice, Chris Roberts from our admin channel is trying to work in this track. So everyone is trying to do what they can to wear in the track to try and get it worn out. And it has gone quiet. So, Andrew May saying FDS. Yes. Hashtag T2T. Hashtag FDS. I know all about it. Listen, I try and follow the things. Alright, so the track has gone quiet here for our B-main practice session. I don't know. All right, give me just a moment.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's get right into the starting lineup for tonight's B-main. William Hobart, Austin Griffey on row number 1. Row number 2 will be Joshua Coden and Aaron Deffler. And I swear, these are the first time I am seeing these names, so if I mess it up, I am sorry. Adam Elby in the 74, Vinny Sansone. Man, Vinny, get after it. Zane Scott, Mr. Fake 500, Ryan Smith, Evan Larson, Alex Szerzynski, Brandon Matson, Michael Sheridan. Holy crap, Michael's in the B main. Here we go once again. This one is getting wild. Christopher Lynn, Miles Jansen, Kyle Stoltz, Matthew Croak, Jason Randolph, Brad Lamberson, Tyler Shell, Jeremy Sarpos, John Wagman, Cal Green flag is out. That didn't get through it all. I'm sorry. I didn't make it through it all. But here we go. Green flag is out. Racing is underway, and it is wild and crazy. Yellow flag coming out very quickly on this one. Evan Larson involved in the caution flag. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. 3 wide as the pyrotechnics were coming out. The 16 gets turned around, contact, and around he goes. Evan Larson and Adam Buchanan both going to suffer very big in this one. Not sure what happened to the 44 of Adam Buchanan. Take another look here. Evan Larson in the 16. And that will bring out our first caution here into tonight's A-main. Did I? Oh, I said A-main. Oh. I'm never gonna hear the end of it from turn 2 terribles. But who cares? They're terrible anyways. Just like me. All right, here we go. Aaron Deffler, Austin Griffey, your first and second place drivers. All right, no, William Hobart in the 13th. Here we go. Chevy Silverado down and away. Green flag is out and away we go once again. Hobart out in front. Has a great run and he has got this car hooked up and figured out, and he is running right through the middle. Fastest lap of the race so far, that is going to go to Jason Randolph with a 16.48. Yellow flag going to come out. Here we go once again to stack them up. Christopher Lynn involved in this one. Let's see what happened to the driver in Christopher Lynn. Shell got a piece of it. The 48 got turned sideways.
It's rough out there, KR.
Well, hi, Adam. How you doing?
Hey! You know, one lap in the B before I met my demise. I'll take it.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect you.
Yeah.
Everything's going wrong.
Yet here I am.
I'm so out of whack. All right, we're gonna get into this. Hey, Adam, do you know Jason Randolph has the fastest lap of the race?
Okay.
He's all the way down in the 17th spot.
Yeah, I mean, the track's got some juice in it still, despite it looking as slick as it is. But I know the bottom's just as good. I tried to make that move on lap 2 on the bottom, got by a couple cars. I was just had the misfortune of having a couple cars spin in front of me. But it's really weird right now, KR, to see, you know, the bottom's good, but the top's still there. So still plenty left in this one to see what's going to happen.
All right, here we go. Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. William Hobart and Aaron Deffler, 1 and 2. Green flag is back out, and away we go. Jason Randolph, who had the fastest lap of the race so far, buried deep in this B-main. But here we go, and Adam, there is a lot of work to be done by quite a few of our drivers who are very fast.
I'm keeping the eye on the battle for the 5th, 6th, and 7th spot right now, KR. It is getting wild and woolly out there as drivers looking for a line all over the racetrack.
You talked about the 5th, 6th, and 7th spot. That is Vinny Sansone, Zane Scott, and Joshua Cotton. And Vinny, in that beautiful orange and blue 80, he is looking like he has got something figured out down on the bottom line. And I'll tell you what, Vinny is a big driver in my opinion. He is one of those guys in iRacing that I look up to, and I'll never forget the times that we have had racing side by side, and Vinny trying to make it work. He is inside the top 4 at certain times in this race. He is just looking for that final transfer spot.
I really think that Vinny's got something going on the bottom there if he can just get some clean air. You see Griffey moving to the bottom as well in turns 3 and 4. That'll block off the run that Sansone's got, and now it's going to get real busy out there as Elby on the top side goes fishing upstairs, and now he'll cross under. Look at that, Adam Elby with a nice move there, and we got a yellow, KR.
Yellow flag has come out, and we are going to have to stack them up once again. And I believe this one is coming out for the 33 of Josh Piquel. Let's set up this replay. The 33 of Josh Piquel and the 01. Oh, and Piquel goes up and over, and that's just a little bit of a Tommy tip over. But unfortunately, it is going to knock him out of our B-main here tonight.
And the track's really progressing out there too. You see a lot of guys trying the top, trying the bottom. That crossover line is right there as well. So still a lot of racing to be done here. We're only on lap 10, KR. And there's some fast guys looking to get in that top 4 here pretty soon.
All right, so there you have it. Adam Buchanan scored 24th, Christopher Lynn 23rd, and Joshua Kell 22nd. But dang old dang, Adam, man, I hate that you're not in the A-main, but I'm glad you're here.
Glad you're been willing to share the booth here with me. It's if I couldn't be in the race, this is a close consolation, I'll tell you that.
All right, well, 3 cars are out of tonight's B-main event. Top 4 are going to transfer into tonight's A-main, so everyone really trying to lay it all on the line right now. But here we go once again. William Hobart, Aaron Deffler, Adam Elby, Austin Griffey in your top 4. Chevy Silverado down and out of the way. Green flag about ready to fire off once again. And here we go. The 13 gets a huge jump. Goes right down to the bottom. And Adam, you've been out there. How's that bottom lane working?
Bottom's coming in right about now, KR, although Sansone just missed it there, and he's getting freight trained. It is a thin line there on the bottom. You miss it, you're going backwards, and look at Michael Sheridan up to the 5 spot before the yellow out once again.
4th caution coming out. Kyle Stoltz, Evan Larson getting involved in this one that has brought out the yellow once again. So let's take a look and see what happened. And everyone knows that this B-main is your last chance to get into the A. And holy cow, 4, 5 cars, 6, 7 cars getting involved in this one. But Kyle Stoltz going for a big up and over event here going into turn 1. Take another look to 0-1 from that countryside stove and chimney.
That all started a couple guys going for the same piece of real estate, a couple guys unable to hit the bottom the way they really wanted to, and that got real narrow there off of 4 that time.
That it did. Let's go on board with Evan Larson. And you can see the contact happening. Evan Larson late to the game, but just runs out of room with nowhere to go.
Yeah, and once they get stacked up, it's especially coming off of 4, it's really hard to slow down your momentum once you're going there. So really nowhere to go for a handful of drivers there. Unfortunate situation there for the 91 of Ryan Smith as well. Caught up on the extreme high side, just got involved in that as well. Hate that for him as he's been fast all week.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 18 410 sprint cars left in this B-main. Top 4 are going to transfer. Adam Buchanan, the first one out, and the first one to join me in the booth. Chris Lynn in 23rd. 22nd goes to Josh Piquel. Kyle Stoltz 21st. Evan Larson 20th. Ryan Smith 19th. And we are on board with William Hobart as this field gets stacked up single file. We get ready to fire them off one more time. Here we go, looking out the back end. Onto the throttle he goes. Green flag is out. We are back underway. Oh man, this shot is one of my favorites.
As different lines at work here, KR. The leaders content to hit the bottom of the speedway. You look from 4th and 5th on back. They're all over the racetrack. Low, high, high, low. Looking for every inch of grip they can get here as they work it down the backstretch.
4-car battle for the race lead. William Hobart holding on to it. Aaron Deffler, and I hope I am saying that correctly, right there in the mix of it. And these two almost making contact. Holy smokes, the battle for the top 4 is out of control, and they are all getting it done. But don't check out just yet. Alex Trzynski and Michael Sheridan working their way into this one. We got 7 laps to go.
We got yellow on the racetrack once again, KR.
FDS and Matthew Croak looks like they are involved in this one. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to everyone here in this one.
It's getting good. That battle for the lead was really shaping up to be a good one.
So Croak in the 2. Looks like he made contact with David Smeal Jr.
Yeah, hopped the wheel off of 4. We've seen that a couple times tonight.
Big wheel hop for the 2. And just collects the 72 of David Smeal. A tough break right there to have this happen. And Adam, it's late in the B-main.
Yeah, it's put up or shut up time, really. And I tell you what, that battle for the top 4 spots, they were 4 wide there for a little bit. And I tell you what, drivers outside looking in right now, Strzezinski and Sheridan, they were licking their chops there. Leaders 4 wide through the corner. And that allowed the rest of the pack to really get up and contend here for a shot. I wouldn't count out anybody outside the top 10 right now, really. But right now, Griffey is on the outside looking in, and none other than the 74 machine of Adam Elby on the bubble here with a handful of laps to go.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. We're about ready to fire them off. William Hobart, Aaron Duffler, Zane Scott, Mr. Fake 500 himself, and Adam Elby, your top 4. Those are your transfer spots. Green flag is back out, and here we go once again.
Savage Smith going up to the, or Scott rather, going up to the high side. He's content to rim rock all the way around the speedway, KR, and he's catching the top 2.
He is hunting down that race win. 5 laps to go. The 37 of Zane Scott might have something on the high side, but the caution flag is going to fly once again here in the B main. And Jeremy Zalfros and Jason Randolph look like maybe they have gotten together and have caused this caution. Let's check it out. The 19 down on the inside. Jason Randolph in the 47. Big pull down from the high side to the low side. And I'm going to say that is exactly how you make a 305.
Yeah, unfortunately, Randolph trying the reverse slider line there, but the 19 of Zarfos already there. And unfortunately, Jeremy getting caught up in that one. Unfortunate for the Pennsylvania native, but good run for him to make it from the C to the B, and was having a decent run for himself in the B. Just, it is tough competition out there, KR, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Oh, racing is a fickle god, a fickle mistress, however you want to say it. OMG. Contact, and then they just look like they cannot stop making out. The 47 and the 19. Tough break for these two outstanding drivers here in our 410 Knoxville Nationals.
Yeah, I tell you what, KR, Zane was bit by that yellow. Scott had something going all the way around the high side. He got bit on this yellow, and I tell you what, Michael Sheridan, he got bit on the last one. As he was making a bid for the top 4 and the yellow came out, had to give all those spots back on the last restart. Zane had to do the same thing on this restart. It looked like he had the bid maybe for the lead off of 4, but oh, that yellow came out and it cost him.
Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. We're getting ready to fire them off once again. I want to give a shout out to Kenny Hoffman. Thank you very much for chiming in on YouTube. We got Jack Young, Jimmy Barr, Andrew May, and all y'all others who have said something in YouTube chat. Tell us who you think is going to transfer out of the B main as the green flag comes out once again. Here we go with 4 laps to go.
Got back on the high side, KR. He's going to lick the stamp and send it here in 3 and 4.
Zane Scott in the 37 ripping the lip, but man, I'll tell you what, Hobart and Deffler battling down on the bottom. Who can be lower than the next guy? They are after it, and they are going to get 2 laps to go this time around. Hobart, Deffler, Scott, Elby in your final transfer spots. OMG, the 74 of Adam Elby down on the bottom. He has trunked his wing. He is trying to do all he can, but here comes Alex Trzynski and Michael Sheridan. They're going to make contact, and into the wall they go.
Oh, big flip, KR, big flip. They're off of 4.
Tyler Shell gets caught up in it. He has lost his front wing. And man, this is gonna take a hot minute to break down what just happened here in this B main. Trzynski in trouble with this one. Oh, Adam, I'll tell you what, this is really going to change the dynamic of tonight's B main. Here we go, we're taking a look at the replay. Trzynski into the bottom, Michael Sheridan make contact. Tyler Shell gets collected, and 4 or 5 cars. Holy smokes. I don't think iRacing ever anticipated something like this happening.
Yeah, that was all take and no give right there with a lap to go, and Trzynski tried to shut the door on Sheridan. Sheridan busted back wide open. Unfortunately, they were both on the outside looking in that scenario, and collects a number of drivers. But I tell you what, while we stayed green there, we had a pass for the lead as Deffler got by Hobart there, but I don't think he led a lap, and they have to revert to the last completed lap there, KR. Big story there.
Man, I'll tell you what, there is nothing more that pisses a driver off than the last completed lap. I can't tell you how many times I've been in that position. I just worked my ass off to pass somebody. Yellow flag comes out, and they put that SOB back in front of me.
Right back in front of it. And I tell you what, though, Hobart's doing a good job, but he's about a half a lane off the bottom. So that left the door open, and he went through it last time. Let's see what happens here as we're back to green.
Hobart gets a good jump, dives right back down to the inside, and OMG, we're going to get the white flag next time around. Hobart, Deffler, Scott, Matson, your top 4 now. Here comes Joshua Cotton to try and take away that transfer spot, but the caution flag going to fly once again. And the yellow flag for Adam Elby and Vinny Sansone. Let's see what happened on this start. They were both up towards the top 5. Vinny and Elby make contact with each other. They're going to collect Randolph, and around goes those 2 drivers. And man, this has been a rough and tough B main.
Yeah, that was the battle for the transfer spot too. You know, Sansone got a run to the inside, but Elby was there. They come together off of turn 2, and that's all she wrote. And that's Heartbreak Hotel for both drivers, as they both thought they had a shot to make the A main. And unfortunately for the 2 of them, they are both headed home here if it stays the way it is right now.
I'll tell you what, if I'm someone that crashed earlier, I'm doing all I can to sit in that staging lane to get back out there.
Yeah, and looking a gift horse in the mouth is Brandon Matson right there. He was on the outside looking in, sitting there in position number 6, and now he's looking at an A main shot right here if he can hold on for this green-white checker.
Riding on board with Matson as he saw the crash happen to his inside and was able to hold on to it and keep this thing going. All right, here we go. Your dirty old bastards 5th annual DOB 410 Knoxville Nationals Championship Night presented by Streaker Racing. I got Adam Buchanan in the booth with me. I'm not saying I'm out of lotion just yet, but I'm running low. Here we go. Lights are out on the Silverado. Hobart, Deffler, Scott, Matson, your top transfer spots. Green flag is back out, and away we go here in the B-main.
Again, Scott going to the high side. Oh, we got a battle for the last transfer spot. Matson hopped to the cushion, and now he's back to the 6th spot.
Cotton in 4th place, finding himself with a good run down the front stretch. Can he hold on to it? Because here comes Brad Lamerson in the 27. Final lap, final time around. Who's going to be in this transfer spot? Hobart, Deffler, Scott, and Cotton hold on to it. But Lamerson trying to get it run, not going to get it done. Hobart, Deffler, Scott, and Cotton transfer in from tonight's soup into tonight's A-main.
Oh, Josh Cotton making it work on that green-white checker. He was on the outside looking in, KR, and now he's in the Knoxville Nationals 410 A-main. Does it get any better than that?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, I don't think it does.
I don't think it does. In the world of sim racing, this is big.
All right, so Hobart, Deffler, Scott, and Cotton transfer into the A. Brad Lamerson and Miles Jansen, your alternates. Brandon Matson, 7th. 8th place goes to Jeremy Zarfos, who gained 12 spots, but just ran out of time. Jason Randolph in 9th, who gained 8th spot. Tyler Schell in 10th. Troy Wagaman in 11th. 12th goes to Michael Sheridan. Josh Bickel, 13th. 14th, Austin Griff. Adam Elby, 15th. 16th, Vinny Sansone. Alex Szerzynski, 17th. 18th, Matthew Croak. David Smeal, FDS, 19th. 20th goes to Ryan Smith. Evan Larson, 21st. 22nd, Kyle Stoltz. Christopher Lynn, 23rd. And Adam, you got 24th.
I'll take it. I only got one lap in, but B-main for the Nats. What are you going to say?
I'll tell you what, Adam, you got further than I did.
Well, we all know you're a capable driver in real world, so.
All right, let's see if we can get William Hobart. Bear with me for just a minute, as we are limited to internet contacts and whatnot and so forth and all those things. But maybe we won't get William. Zane Scott not in here. I wonder if I... All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find him.
Yeah, Zane was really working that top side of the racetrack. He was not willing to get off the top, and he made it work. He was one of the few drivers that stayed up there, and it really worked out for him. Good job by Scott there to push himself into the A-main here tonight.
Well, not able to find Zane. I tried to go through a few different channels. I'm not finding him. Man.
What a run. And that's only the B-main. We still got a whole A-main left to go here in this one. And I tell you what, got to give Chris Roberts and everybody at DOB props here. They're one of the best sprint car and overall dirt leagues on iRacing. Selfless effort by him, Darren Detweiler, and the whole DOB crew to put this on for what has been over a week now. So big shout outs to them for making this all happen.
Holy crap. I'll tell you what, DOB has done 10 solid nights of racing. Right now we're wrapping up the 410 Knoxville Nationals, and this is the big mamma jamma. So thank you very much for joining us on this one. But last week they were doing the 360 Knoxville Nationals. In the middle of the 360 Knoxville Nationals, they did the Ironman I-55. Holy crap, if you weren't a part of that, man, you left something out to be desired. And Adam, here we are tonight to wrap up what would be an outstanding special event for the DOB series. These dirty old bastards, they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, there's no slouches in this league. That's why most of the pros run this league. They know they want tough competition outside of the pro series. You're going to get it right here with DOB. And an event like this, I mean, look at just the registered drivers here. It's a who's who list in sim racing, and we went all the way to an E-main to figure out who the best 24 is going to be. Sometimes it's pure skill, sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's a little bit of each, but 24 drivers making their way to the A-main tonight. It will be a fun one to watch, that is for sure.
All right, as we get ready to fire off tonight's A-main, I do want to thank each and every one of you for joining me here tonight. I hope y'all are enjoying the show. Chris Roberts has to stack up tonight's A-main. He has to get the track ready. So we are going to step away because I've been trying to find someone to talk to who is in the A-main. But Adam, unless you know something I don't have anyone to talk to.
A lot of drivers are just trying to prep and get ready for what is to be a very exciting A-main coming up here shortly. And I don't know, it's tough. Those who didn't make it, maybe probably thinking to themselves, what did I not do right? And what could I have done better to get into the A-main? It's tough to get in. There's some high profile drivers who just did not make it for one circumstance or another, but it just shows you how difficult it is to even get in this race, KR. It is so tough from top to bottom.
All right. I am going to try and get some of these guys. So, Adam, I'm going to step away from the booth. I hope you stay right here. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have stepped away, and I am trying to do what I can to get these guys to talk to. So give me just a moment. All right, here we go. I am here to interrupt everyone's little Discord chat.
That was dangerous. KR.
Yep,
that was very dangerous.
Yep, it was. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to stop down into the little people's chat, and if someone would like to join me there, maybe Billy, maybe Tyler, maybe Jay-Z, I would love to do an interview with you guys because no one else will talk to me.
I do start third.
Really?
I do exist.
Wait, who was that?
I'd start seven.
Right.
All
I'm
right.
fuzzy. My brain's a little fuzzy.
All right, here we go. We'll see if we can get anyone to talk to us. Brayton Eiler, how you doing, bud?
I don't know. I've been sitting around way too long.
All right, so B-main is done and over with, and we're getting ready to fire off the A-main. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Gonna depend on how this track starts here because I'm assuming it's gonna be fairly hammered down in the beginning, somewhere in the first 25, and then second 25 we can really make a lot of moves and see if we can try to take the top spot here.
All right, Braden. Well, man, tell us a little bit about this week with the fixed setup because it is a big change with these DOB 410 Nationals.
Yeah, it is. The DOB hasn't normally ran fixed setup in the past, but unfortunately, with the current build that we have, the setups and the physics of the cars aren't really ideal at the moment, so it creates for some unrealistic settings, and which may create an unfair advantage. I don't know for sure how bad it is. I haven't really experienced the new one myself since they tried fixing it the first time, but so yeah, the fixed setup, it's okay. I've always, Chris knows this. I've complained to him about every single day about it because I think that from the first version to this version that they may have went the wrong way with how they adjusted it. But everybody's got the same car underneath them, so it's just gonna be who can do it better.
All right, Braden. Well, we look forward to seeing you in tonight's A-main. This one's getting ready to fire off. I am doing all I can to try and talk to drivers who have transferred out of the B-main. So, Braden, we know you're already in the A, but final shout outs or thank yous for this one if I don't get to talk to you again.
Well, everybody elbows up. Unfortunately, Tyler did not make the show because he wrecked too many cars during the week, but we'll get him fixed up and ready to go for the next one, and just everybody else for being around and having some fun.
All right, that is Braden Eiler. We're going to see him in just a moment. So, Braden, thank you very much. But now I'm going to turn my attention to a driver who came out of the B main, and he is going to transfer to the A, and that is none other than Zane Scott. Zane, how you doing?
I'm still trying to figure out how I made the A-main, honestly.
I think you did it because you were faster than the other guys.
Well, an old dog can learn new tricks, I guess. I don't know. I was just pedal smashing, and then no one was running the top, so I was like, I guess I'll go up there, ride or die.
Well, Zane, oh man, I'll tell you what, that 37 looked good on the high side. You were making some things happen, and you got it done to transfer into tonight's A-main.
Yeah, I started 7th there. I don't really honestly know if I even had anything for the front guys. I probably couldn't even tell you the last time I ran a 410 in iRacing. It's been, I don't know. The elbows up guys could probably tell you. It's probably been like 6 months since I've done any league or official race with the 410. So, didn't think I had anything. Found kind of something there in the middle at the start, but Vinny and all them were running it, so I had to search somewhere else. And I went to the top, kind of running a slider line, and it worked one lap, kind of missed it the next one. I decided to stick with it, and then I was trying to get some runs. Got around Vinny there, eventually got around, Griffey. I thought we were about to yard sale some stuff because I knew Griffey and Austin was going to slide me. So I kind of tried to block it a little bit, but I didn't know if he knew who was outside, and I could just see him out my left screen the whole time, just kind of sliding up. And eventually, I think we just got the cushion there and drove around him. Then eventually got by Adam, and I thought there for a minute we could get the lead, and we just kind of had some cautions. And then by the time we were able to get some green flag runs, the cushion had kind of burned off, and my attention span was quickly dwindling because it's only good for about 5 minutes anymore.
Well, how are you going to do a fake 500 when you can't even do a Knoxville Nationals?
You think I pay attention after the first 2 laps?
I mean, no.
I only care about the first lap. That's the best part.
All right, Zane. Well, man, I'll tell you what. I am so glad that you're in the A-main. I'm so glad I get to talk to the main individual of the fake 500. Don't tell Billy I said that.
Billy might agree with that, honestly. I know Billy and them and all them, they get a lot of the limelight because they're the ones on the broadcast and stuff, but I don't think Billy and Baden would lie to you and say that I'm pushing a lot of weight behind the scenes with that whole deal. So I appreciate that. I'm excited to get back to it this December. But before we go, just gotta thank everyone on this car, Flow Racing, Elbows Up TV, Adjusted Logistics, all of them, and most especially if you're ever in Bloomington, Indiana, and you're hitting up some college parties with the Indiana Hoosier people, look for Crescent Donuts somewhere set up in the back. I'm sure they'll have a donut stand offering donuts for that morning hangover.
All right, there you have it. Zane Scott transfers into tonight's A-main. So Zane, I'm going to bail out of an entirely different channel. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. I'm heading back home as I did have to go through a little bit of a pit walk. So guys, we're going to step away. No one go anywhere. We're going to get ready to fire off tonight's A-main event for the 410 Knoxville Nationals, the 5th annual DOB Dirty Old Bastards. Here we go once again. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws. iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated.
we take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. Holy cow. All I can say is this A-main is going to rip and tear from the beginning. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, from the beginning, we are doing a 4-wide salute.
They are some of the best iRacing competitors in the sprint car ranks, ready to do battle here tonight for the Knoxville Nationals.
Oh my goodness!
That's funny.
Oh, it's still crashing.
Yeah, good thing that was just for the production here.
Oh.
The heats are all set. We are A-main racing here tonight. 25 laps, then a break, then 25 more. KR, who is your pick tonight?
Oh, I'll tell you what, man, Kenny Hoffman he is a driver who shows up when it counts, but to get there, it takes a lot of effort for him. But the 001 of Kenny Hoffman, or the 1H, depending on how the league plays it out, we'll see if he's got anything to show here tonight. Rusty Kruger in the 5, Kendall Tucker from the Slam Lab, and of course, the drivers who have started on the front row for tonight. Adam, I don't know. This is one to put in the record books because it is crazy right now.
It's most definitely crazy. It's hard to really pick one. I think you gotta be patient in the first 25 to be there for the second 25. Who can maintain pace but also be patient? That will be the story for tonight's A-main.
Adam, tonight's A-main is a 50-lap race. What if you were in this race and you worked through your field here tonight? I started in the broadcast booth and you started on the track. So 50 laps. What do you do to try and win this one if you have come from deep in the field?
I think if you come from deep in the field, you've been patient, but you've also been methodical, making your way to the front. We know these drivers worked very hard to even get in the position to be in tonight's A-main. But like I said, you need to be there for all 50 laps. If you push it too early in the first 25, you're going to be in a heap of trouble. Gotta stay on the lead lap. Got to be in contention there when we hit that second 25 lapper. And that's going to be tough because you have a lot of top competitors out there. And to try to get all these guys to maintain patience is like herding cats, man. It is difficult. You end up with a whole bunch of scrapes and scratches all over the place.
All right, here we go tonight. 10 straight nights of racing from DOB. No virtual mirrors. 30 years old and up. Who is going to win this one? And this is a fixed setup from Darren Detweiler. OMG, this one is going to be a wild one from the beginning. Here we go. Mason Hannigan, Aiden Burnline, green flag is out. And I'll tell you what, it is on fire from the get-go.
Yeah, no old barns right there. Burline with the slider early in there, 1 and 2. Here comes Mason trying to do the same thing back, but we got a yellow, KR. We got a yellow.
Brian Scheidt in trouble from the very get-go. Holy cow. And he is already on the pit road from tonight's A-main.
That's a tough way to end your Knoxville Nationals on lap half.
Darren Detweiler really got cut up into the wall. I'll tell you what, iRacing is all well and good, but when it goes south, it is south.
Yeah, it is. It is deep south too. It's not your normal south. You're deep south.
All right, so the field has slowed down for the very first time here tonight in the 5th annual DOB Knoxville Nationals, presented by Streaker Racing. Adam?
Yes, KR.
I feel like you know more than I do.
I tell you, they got wild and woolly on that start. I'm looking at that caution again, and it just, I think the 10 got a little squirrely there up on the wall, tried to collect it, and he had half the field bearing down on him. Unfortunately, the 99 really would know where to go in that one. He caught up in that business as well, and it's tough. You want to make a mark early, but that was just a little too early in my my expert opinion.
Well, there you go. Adam, I'll tell you what, your racing acumen is more than I have.
Yeah, and just that shite looking to the inside there, and unfortunately, when you bang wheels in a sprint car, you're going for a ride. That's exactly what happened. Two drivers going for the same piece of real estate way too early.
Right now, we're looking out of Aaron Deffler, his nose cam. So, Adam, man, I'll tell you what, you have experienced iRacing, you have experienced cartoon racing. I don't know how to explain it, but you're in both worlds. What do you do in this situation here in the DOB Knoxville Nationals?
You try to enjoy it as much as possible, and you try to limit your mistakes. Right now, we are so early into this one. I know these drivers are amped up. Just being in the field, it's a big deal. But you gotta be there at the end. You can't win the race on lap 1, or in this case, lap half. You gotta make your mark, but you also gotta be patient. And especially in the world of sim racing, it's easier said than done. You think dropping the green flag, you gotta go, go, go. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. Sometimes you gotta, roll and get into a group and let things shake out in front of you here a little bit before you get going and before you start to make your mark on the race.
Well, Aiden Berline has made his mark on this event all week long, and he finds himself on the inside of this restart, but to his outside, well, that might be a Mason Hannigan. And Adam, if you're Mason Hannigan, what do you say your nickname is?
I don't know. Does Randy have a nickname?
Yeah, Randy has a nickname.
The Hurricane. So I think Mason has been dubbed the Little Hurricane. We'll see if he can't strike lightning here and get an A-main win.
All right, green flag is out. Tropical storm, which is a minor hurricane, trying to chase down Aiden Berline in the 13. They all get a good start. Here we go. We are back underway for our 5th annual DOB Knoxville Nationals, presented by Streaker Racing. And here we go. Oh, just as soon as I was getting wound up, Braden Eiler has to slow down and the caution flag flies. Adam, we're gonna stack them up once again. I'm not sure what happened to bring out this yellow, so fill the airtime.
I think it was a little further back. I'm actually trying to look for it here myself. I can't seem to find out the reason for the yellow. I do know that towards the top of the field there, Craig Dunn was looking to make a move and high side hustle his way to the front. But unfortunately, that yellow brings that run to a stop as I see the 95 tag the wall there of Matthew Burke. Not sure what brought out that yellow though, KR. Have you found out yet?
Not 100% sure. Matthew, or Michael birthday, sorry. He did hit the wall like you said. Not sure what brought out this yellow.
And maybe there was a piece of debris on the racetrack and the officials had to throw it before someone ran over it. So, you know, sometimes those things kind of tend to happen. You know, you don't want to cut Hoosier tire or deflated sneaker out there in the sim world either. It's not fun. So yellow flag thrown out here, and that's going to give a number of drivers an opportunity here to flex their muscle.
All right, fastest lap of the race going to John Batista in the 54/28. Not sure what brought out this yellow, but you have to keep John Batista in the back of your mind that this driver can go from the back to the front. Adam, I know you have gone against John Batista. How do you feel when he sets the fastest lap of the race?
You gotta watch out. John is a very capable driver for sure, and he'll be a threat to contend with here in this one. Yellow actually came out for Joshua Cotton. Remember, one of the B-main heroes there transferred through the B. Him and the 91 machine got together, and unfortunately for Josh, he went around spinning as Ernie Williams and him made some contact there off of turn 3.
All right, here we go. The 57 of Craig Dunn out in front. Richie Preston in the 25, right on his back bumper. You know what? Adam, you may or may not know this, but Richie Preston's paint scheme is a throwback to his father from racing in the 1990s.
Really? That's impressive stuff. I love those old throwback schemes for sure, you know. Something to be said about going back to your roots. And Preston's car, definitely one of the sharper ones out there for sure. And that old school looking number 25 on the top wing, that looks pretty good looking out there.
All right, here we go. Not 100% sure, but the pace truck pulled to the inside.
Yeah, a little bit of a scoring snafu here. So as the race director, Chris Roberts, gets this all figured out here, we'll maintain pace speed here. And got to give it up for the Aussie, Craig Dunn, sitting there in the number 5 spot.
All right, well, here we go. Green flag is back out, and we're back underway. So I do apologize for that lack of information. Adam, you know as well as I do, it's not clear cut and dry for us broadcasters.
Definitely not, but right now it is clear cut and dry out front. Aiden Berline trying to set sail here from the rest of the field. The tropical storm, Mason Hannigan, in his tire tracks here down the front chute.
Berline in the 13 out in front, but the driver who's turned the fastest lap of the race, that is the 5 of Braden Eiler, and he is running very close to the wall. Now he pulls it down to the inside. Does he have something with 16 laps to go? Adam Buchanan, I'll tell you what, the 13 of Aiden Berline has to fend him off once again as the yellow flag comes out.
Yeah, yellow on the speedway once again, but interesting note there, Braden Eiler running the cut down line a little bit and was tracking down Hannigan in the 2 spot. So the top 3 with a bit of a breakaway there. But you can't sleep on Hannigan and Eiler here. I know Berline's been the man to beat all week, but right now it shows like Hannigan and Eiler both have the pace to maybe threat to contend for tonight's win.
Taking a look at what brought out our caution here tonight. And unfortunately, Greg LeMay in the 99 gonna go down the front stretch the 39 of the Rainbow Bright Bubble Suck a Fart car. I don't know what that is. Made contact down the front stretch. And LeMay sideways, and everyone has to restart.
Yeah, unfortunately, LeMay got fed a wheel. Ended up getting sucked into the wall, and when he came off of it, he made contact with the rear end of the Schuhart car, and unfortunately, the reason for the yellow there. I believe that's Hoffman running the Schuhart scheme. Yes, it is, so Hoffman involved in the yellow as well. Tough break for Kenny.
So LeMay in the 99 goes for a rough ride. Holy cow. Adam, this one is getting wild.
Yes, it is, and we are still in the opening stages of the first section of the 50-lapper here, and a couple cars unfortunately getting involved in some accidents here, but we still have 22 cars strong.
All right, green flag back out. Aiden Berline gets a good jump. He has it over Mason Hannigan, and Hannigan and Braden Eiler gonna battle for second. Here comes Eiler down to the inside. Hannigan trying to do all he can to hold him off.
Yeah, Eiler trying to throw that slider early, but was not clear enough. Had to check up, and now he'll try to track down Hannigan again, as Hannigan out to about a car length and a half into turns 3 and 4.
Hannigan in the 5, Eiler in the 22, and Aiden Berline in the 13. Berline running his own line. That is your top 3 as they make their way through tonight's A-main event for the DOB Knoxville Nationals. And this lap counter is winding down. We have 12 laps to go.
Slider line there by Eiler, taking over the 2 spot. Hannigan coming right back, and we'll exchange sliders here. So a slider fest here for the number 2 spot. This is just allowing Berline to get out to an advantage, but now the yellow out once again.
So yellow flag flies for the 5th time here tonight. Man, oh man, I'll tell you what, this one involves Kendall Tucker in the 39.
Yeah, he hopped the wheel of the 80 as looks like Stanky tried to throw the slider and caught the front end of Kendall Tucker. Kendall goes for a ride, comes off the wall, and makes contact with the 91 of Ernie Williams, and that is the reason for the yellow, KR, and tough break for the driver of the Bubbly Bells, number 39.
That 39, really, I don't know. Adam, if you had to place blame there, what do you see?
You know, you're not running mirrors out there, so it's tough to see. But if you're throwing a slider, you got to know you're clear. And unfortunately, Josh not clear when he threw that, you know? So he was hoping he was clear, but fed him a little bit of a right rear there, unfortunately. Battling early, and unfortunately, Tucker's the odd man out there.
I will agree. I think that 39 got a tough break there. Josh Steinke in the 80. Maybe fed him a little bit more than he could chew. But, man, always a tough break to see Kendall Tucker pull down to the inside. And his night pretty much all but done.
Yeah, we talked about patience early, KR, being one of the stories of the race right now. That is of short supply here on lap 14 of 50.
Your 5th annual Dirty Old Bastards 410 Knoxville Nationals on the Speedway right now here at Knoxville Speedway. Aiden Berline, who has been out in front from the get-go. Can he hold off everyone else? Mason Hannigan in second. Third place goes to Braden Eiler. Fourth place, Kenny Miller. Joe Quinn in fifth to round out your top 5. Here we go once again. Adam, thank you very much for joining me here tonight. But green flag is coming out, and we're about ready to go back at it.
An inch perfect those last couple laps. He is right on the cush. That right rear Hoosier rockets off at turn 2, back to the lead.
13 of Aiden Berline has been committed to the high side throughout this entire A-main. Mason Hannigan has been searching, but now he's trying to commit himself to the high side as well. Here comes Braden Eiler, one of the drivers we know with the DOB who can run the high side consistently. Our top 3 drivers, all very experienced on the high side. Oh my goodness, the 22 and the 5 almost made contact.
KR now, the 5 of Eiler gonna throw a bomb into turns 3 and 4. It lands. Hannigan with a crossover gets the spot back, but we got another yellow here, this time for the Cotton number 87.
Yellow flag coming out. Joshua Cotton involved in this one. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to the 87. He makes his way onto the backstretch, slams into the outside wall, smacks the inside wall. And I think there's more than one wreck going on there to bring out this yellow flag. This one looked like contact happening all around.
Yeah, Cotton was coming up on the bottom off of turn number 2, just came up a little too high there, and it ended up collecting Rusty Kruger in the number 10 car, and Kruger bounced off the wall and then caught Hoffman, and then they started weebling and wobbling into turn 3 from there.
Good look as they come off of turn number 2. So the yellow flag flies once again.
It was getting a little spicy up there towards the front of the field, KR. What'd you see?
Man, I'll tell you what I saw was Aiden Berline out in front, and he was saying, these are my marks, these are my lines, pass me if you can. I saw the 22 of the car, Mason Hannigan, trying to battle with the 5 of Braden Eiler. Those two are going at it. Both of them are saying, hey, I think I'm a little bit faster than 13, but if you let me go, I can catch him. But neither one is willing to concede the position. So here we go once again. The 13 gets a good start. The 22 and the 5 have to deal with the 13 as we are back underway once again.
Hey, here comes Hannigan. He'll throw the bomb into turns 3 and 4. He's got the lead off the corner. 3 wide for the lead, KR.
Down to the bottom they go. The 22 of Mason Hannigan with a good run up off the corner. Here comes Braden Eiler diving it down to the inside. He has the race lead. 3 cars battling for the race lead. The 13 of Aiden Berline takes it over into turn 1.
I think this is the toughest competition Berline's seen all week. He's got his hands full of 2 drivers now, Eiler and Hannigan. Hannigan out to the lead. Berline now trying to take it back as he'll try to throw the slider into turn 1.
Oh my goodness, the 13, the 55, the 5 and the 22. These top 3 cars are battling out, but do not forget, right behind them, that is Kenny Miller in the 23. Maybe he has something for him.
Maybe he does, as Eiler with a 2-for-1 combo special in the turns 1 and 2. Berline and Hannigan coming right back. Eiler will split the difference and lead lap number 23. But wow, the battle up front's a good one, KR.
We go on board with Kenny Miller as he is watching this go on. He's trying to pick his line. He has to not make a mistake to try and capitalize if there is contact between all this calamity and wildness and whatever else you want to call it on the front row. But this time around, they're going to get the white flag. Mason Hannigan, Braden Nyler, Aiden Berline, and Kenny Miller.
And these are the three young stars of the iRacing scene right now, and it is fun to watch here as they just keep exchanging sliders. Inch perfect here, coming to the checker.
Off of turn number 4, Aiden Berline on the high side. He is going to win here tonight in the 410 Knoxville Nationals. How did he
25 laps to go, though. This is the first half. We still got another 25 laps to go here. This is only halfway, KR.
You know what? I got so caught up in it, I forgot about that.
Wow, but that was a heck of a first half, don't you think?
Oh my goodness, it was.
Wow, sliders and sliders galore, the top three. And if I'm Kenny Miller, that was a great shot. From Miller's perspective, he was right there in the thick of things, but with really nowhere to go. Berline, the 5 of Eiler, and the 22 of Hannigan, exchanging sliders and crossovers. Really nowhere to go for Kenny Miller, but he's in the mix.
That 23 blue and white, maybe teal and white, finds itself going to restack on the outside of row number 2. Aiden Berline winning the first half of this race. But I'll tell you what, if you go back to this year's Knoxville Nationals, the driver who came out to pit road first was not the one who won it. So do not think that this race is over just yet.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started here, KR. That last 9 laps, that was fun to watch.
So Aiden Berline in the 13 on the inside of row number 1. Braden Eiler on his outside. Mason Hannigan and Kenny Miller making up row number 2. Craig Dunn, who is really working his way forward in the 57 on the inside of row number 3 with Aaron Deffler in the 41. Then it's Josh Steinke in the 80. Joe Quinn in the 90 for row number 4. Row number 5 for this restart will be Michael Berthay and Richie Preston. And I'll tell you what, Richie Preston has my vote for the best looking car here tonight. Outside of them, that is Nathan Davis and Zane Scott, Ernie Williams Jr. and William Hobart for row number 7, Kenny Hoffman, Larry Moody, row 8, row 9, Lee Kratz, and Greg LeMay, row 10, Rusty Kruger and Joshua Cotton, Andrew May, Kendall Tucker, John Batista, and Ryan Scheidt making up this field here tonight at our halfway point. As the green flag comes back out, Aiden Berline gets a good jump. Man, oh man, Eiler and Hannigan. Oh man, Eiler got into the wall on the outside, coming off at turn number 2.
Yes, he did. He's still making it work, though. Up on the high side of the speedway. Oh, again, getting into the wall there is Berline starting to check out as Hannigan's trying his luck on the inside.
Mason Hannigan in that 22 UDTV, finding himself sliding all over this racetrack, but Aiden Berline has the momentum to his side. Hannigan has the fastest lap of this race, the 13 and the 22. Not done with this battle just yet. And Adam, Man, I'll tell you what, this 5th annual 410 DOB Knoxville Nationals, I don't know who's going to win this.
Probably not. It's still wide open. Burline made the move to the inside and stopped Hannigan's progression there to the inside. Hannigan was the first to it, but Burline able to shut the door, and they are nose to tail as the 5 of Iron, he's cowboying up. They're up on the top side of the racetrack. He's lost a bit of ground to the leaders as here comes Miller for the number 3 spot.
Nathan Davis in the 36 has gained quite a few positions, but he is in a battle with the 1H of Kenny Hoffman. Hoffman is our biggest mover of this A-main event so far. He has gained 6 positions. Hoffman not slowing down, and he is working his way forward. He's got 19 laps to go. This time around will be 18. Can he make something happen as he works to the inside of the 37 of Zane Scott?
As there's racing all over the speedway, everyone looking for some racing in here. As Burline inched perfect on the bottom. Hannigan tried to go around him on the high side, couldn't get it done. He'll try to follow in line here to turns 1 and 2 as Hannigan all over the tail tank of Burline down the backstretch.
Looking out the back of Mason Hannigan, Braden Eiler on the high side. Eiler very comfortable on the high side, but maybe not enough here tonight. But I'll tell you what, we still have 16 laps to go. Anything can happen. The track can change. The track can go through many facial uplifts. Kim Kardashian.
Different stages for sure. And I tell you what, Eiler is ride or die on that cush. And right now the bottom line seems faster, but Eiler hasn't lost any ground. In fact, he might be gaining some ground back here down the front stretch as he's wheel to wheel with Hannigan into turn 1.
Braden Eiler has the fastest lap of this session with a 17.28 second time here at Knoxville. With a blown out racetrack, he is flat out getting it done here on this half mile. Aiden Burline trying to hold him off. Eiler on the high side. Mason Hannigan sitting in third. Here comes Eiler down on the bottom slider for the race lead. Can Burline figure out what to do with this 5 of Braden Eiler?
Exchange sliders. Here comes Mason Hannigan. He'll re-enter the chat here in that number 3 spot as now Burline in the 5 of Eiler. Exchange sliders, another one there off on turn 4. And the crossover by Eiler. He'll lead lap number 15.
Oh, contact between the 13 and the 5. The 5 gets into the wall, but somehow he is able to wrestle that car back down onto the racetrack, gathers it back up. Burline has the race lead. Hannigan in second, Eiler in third. But here we go with 10 laps to go. Your top 3 are getting after it. Elbows up, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to settle this one out.
Tracks evolved. The high side was quick early. Then the bottom came in. Now the bottom went away and the top side is back. Burline's been able to find out which line's the fastest. Has stopped the runs of both Hannigan and Eiler at the right times. Right now, Burline trying to run away from the field and hide here as we are clicking down laps. It's coming to go time here, KR. This one's about to get wild.
Zane Scott in the 37 working the outside lane. He has gained several positions from where he started, but he is battling with the 57 of Craig Dunn. Holy cow, these two have been going at it for a while. Here comes the 99 of Greg LeMay, our biggest mover of this portion of the race. He has gained 11 spots, the 99 battling with the 37, the 57, and right behind them, that is Michael Berthay in the 95. We are getting this one down to the nitty-gritty. 6 laps to go. Aiden Burline has been holding on to the top spot, and he has been holding that right rear right on the wall lap after lap.
Perfect all the way around the speedway right now. And I tell you what, Hannigan and Eiler, they're battling each other for second, and Burline's starting to walk away from him here with 4, make it 3 laps to go.
This one is far from over. I know what you're thinking, 4 laps to go, but it is not quite done just yet. Anything can happen, especially at the front of the field. Brayton Eiler just turned a faster lap at a 17.24, the fastest lap of the race, and he did it with 4 laps to go. And now we're looking at 3 laps to go. Can Brayton Eiler turn another fast lap?
He's trying all he can right now, but he's side by side with Hannigan. Burline slips up a little bit in turns 1 and 2. Not enough, though, as Hannigan's still there in the 2 spot. He's got to giddy up and go here as he's running out of time.
Aiden Burline down the backstretch in the final lap, final time around. Here we go. Can he make this one stick? Off of turns.
This is gonna throw it.
Oh, he didn't have enough. Burline picks it up on the front stretch. Hannigan in second and Eiler in third. And Burline, with a tremendous moment right there, was able to hold them all off and make this one stick.
Wow, what a race, KR. What a race.
I'll tell you what, Aiden Burline did a great job from start to finish. Mason Hannigan and Brayton Eiler, your podium finishing drivers. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of our results here tonight. Aaron Deffler in 4th. Zane Scott ending up in 5th place. Greg LeMay, our biggest mover of this session, he ends up in 6th. Craig Dunn, old Dunny from Upside Down. Craig, if you're watching, please send me the Australian national anthem, and the next time you're in a race I broadcast, I will play it. Michael Birthday in 8th. 9th place goes to William Hobart. Lee Kratz in 10th. Joshua Cotton in 11th. 12th goes to Nathan Davis. Larry Moody, 13th. 14th goes to Rusty Kruger. Joe Quinn, 15th. 16th, Andrew May. Kenny Miller in 17th. 18th place goes to Kenny Hoffman. 19th, Ernie Williams. Richie Preston, 20th. 21st, Joshua Steinke. 22nd, Kendall Tucker. John Batista, 23rd. 24th goes to Ryan Scheidt. Miles Jansen and Brad Lamerson scored in 26th, but they were our alternates here tonight. So, Adam, I don't know about you. What do you say we talk to some of our podium finishing drivers?
That sounds great, KR. Let's hear from our top 3.
All right, absolutely. Let's fire it off. And Adam, why don't you talk to our first place finisher, the driver who got it done here tonight, who wins the 5th annual Knoxville Nationals.
Aiden, how does it feel to be a Knoxville Nationals champion with the Dirty Old Bastards?
Oh, it feels really good. This is like easily top 3 biggest events across all sprint car events held once a year for sure. And it just feels amazing, man. I'm out of breath. That was a great battle between me, Eiler, and Mason from the first half of the race to the second half of the race.
Yeah, take me through that first half of the race, especially that halfway break. It looked like you, Mason, and Eiler were throwing sliders after sliders there. What was going through your mind while all that was happening?
They were just being aggressive, which is fine. They were all just being aggressive, which is fine. I mean, this is Knoxville after all. I knew what they wanted was to be ahead of me for the break of the half. I could tell by how aggressive they were racing. So I just knew if I could get at the halfway point, by then it would get pretty single filed out. And it was still 2-lane racing. It was just hard to pass after the first half, and I was able to come home with the win.
Seems like you were inch perfect there on the top, but when the bottom needed to be ran, it seemed like you found the bottom just at the right moment. What was the deciding factor there when you decided to move top to bottom, bottom to top?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, every race in Knoxville this year, people get to the bottom, and then once they get ahead of me, they either start blocking in different leagues where you're allowed to have a mirror, or they the bombs just end. And I hate getting past in the bottom. I'm not gonna let that happen. So I just rolled the bottom once I knew it was roughly in. I could tell it was starting to come in, and then eventually I knew I was going to try a top, and I tried the top, and it started working, and yeah.
Well, outstanding job, and been the class of the field all week. I know you got people on the side of your car who support you. Who do you want to thank?
Yeah, first off, man, I gotta thank Jesus Christ, my mom and my dad. Well, my mom for always supporting me. I mean, she sometimes I need to go help her out more, and she lets me get on an hour early to practice for big races like this. I didn't practice much tonight or last night, but in the prelims I did, and everyone in the car, ABR Setup Shop for all your open setup needs, Team ABR for being great teammates, and just everyone that helps me out week in and week out.
Well, thank you, Aiden. We appreciate you giving us some time, and congratulations once again, as you are this year's DOB 410 Knoxville Nationals champion.
Yeah, thank you, man.
All right,
there you go.
You have it. Aiden Berline getting it done here tonight to win the 5th annual Knoxville Nationals. But man, I'll tell you what, we got one more driver to talk to, plus another, because there's 3 steps on the podium. So let's bring in Mason Hannigan, the driver who finishes 2nd here tonight on the podium. Mason, how are you doing here tonight?
Well, I'm pretty fucking mad, to be honest. Just kind of sucked. I mean, obviously not sucked, but running 2nd sucks. So part of it, Braden, me, Aiden had a good race there at the end of the 25, and I kind of knew the bottom was going to come in. Top was getting pretty choppy and was rolling, and I got the 2nd there, and Braden was coming on the top, and then the car in the lead decided to take a right-hand turn, because I'm pretty sure I know what happened, but hey, that's their choice, not mine. Pretty obvious on my part and Braden's. So yeah, I mean, part of it, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just pretty obvious. So when we know it's a general rule in here, so yeah, we'll take the 2nd, and it sucks, but we'll be back next year, and I know we're capable of winning it. We won the 360 Nationals, and we've been fast. We won the Kings Royal this year, and I know we're more than capable of doing it. Just gotta click off all 50.
Well, Mason, I'll tell you what, you had a solid run here tonight, but I don't get to talk to you a whole lot, so I do have to ask you about the micro sprint wild ride you went on. What did you see there?
Ground, and then sky, and then ground, and then the sky again, and then the ground again, and then and then my eyes went black for a good 2-3 minutes, and I was like, took me like 2-3 minutes, get my eyesight back, and then hey, we were ready to rip. But the fact that my glasses came out of my helmet, the one flip, well, I couldn't see the rest of the night. So yeah, part of real life racing. It hurts a lot, because you're going decently fast in a micro on a short track. So yeah, that hurt.
All right, Mason, I'll tell you what, the only reason I asked is because I am a fellow micro sprint driver. But man, I saw what you had posted. I felt for you there. But here tonight, yeah, bring it home in 2nd place. A solid run. Man, shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, for sure. I got to shout out all the Black Diamond boys for sure. They've backed me since April of 2020, and haven't been the greatest over the past year and a half. And late December, early January, I started clicking on something, and it's only led to me getting better and just me analyzing the tracks more. And a year ago at the Nationals, I wasn't competing for wins like this. So just got to take it with, you know, a little bit of, you know, you got to be humble about it. And I'm humble about second, but I know we're capable of winning. And, you know, I wanted it because, you know, we did the Royal and we did the 360 Nationals. You know, what better way to cap it off with the 410? So I can't thank them boys enough. Alec, Josh, Ernie, Nate, John, Ryan, Brett, everybody, Trevor. Can't thank them boys enough. Gotta thank Tim Nichols with Tim Sims. Can't thank him enough. Can't thank Velocity Race Designs enough. Ross Carina does an amazing job on the paints, and 22 car did its job this week, and I told them it picked up some horsepower, so I can't thank them boys enough. UDTV, Brett Wheeler, and yeah, can't thank Chris for putting on this special events, and it's been, you know, really fun deal. So can't thank you, KR, for the broadcast, and you know, hopefully we'll be back in the DOB regular season.
All right, there you have it. Mason Hannigan finishing in second place here tonight for the DOB 410 Knoxville Nationals. Thank you very much, Mason, for taking the time to talk to us. But now, I'll tell you what, Adam, one more driver to go on the podium, and that is none other than Braden Eiler. And I'm going to let you catch up to him.
Well, thanks, KR. Appreciate you having me on the broadcast. And Braden, you got your ears on over there, sir.
Yeah, I do.
You put on a heck of a show here for the fans here on the Turn 3 radio and TV networks here with quite a third place finish. I know it's not the step of the podium you want it to be, but I can't hang your head on what was a fantastic A-main for you there.
I think I can hang my head on that because I absolutely believe that I should have had that race won. You know, in the beginning, the first 25, the first probably 15, besides the cautions, the racetrack was just locked down in the middle, and you couldn't really make any moves anywhere. And then I found the top, and then magically Aiden found the top, and then I got a run on Mason, and that kind of showed him a nose where it was. So we were on a top freight train there for a little bit, and then I knew I was quicker. It was just really hard to get runs down off the corner whenever you try to get out of the way and move for a cut down to set up a slider. And I found that patch of grip on the inside, or not really inside, but about a lane off the cushion entering 3. And I think that was where I was making my runs late in the race, especially because that cushion was just a little bit further around and a little bit slicker and rougher. So
yeah, and I noticed, you know, that Aiden and Mason really at one point stuck to the bottom there. You were ride or die up on the top side of the racetrack. What was your thinking there? Had to go with there or not, or was that just where you felt the most comfortable?
That was in my head, but I also knew that I needed to learn the race car again with the fuel load on the track that was way different than was at the start when we had that fuel load. And I just knew that based on my prelim and based on what I've seen, that the top was going to be the way to go eventually. And then, you know, once I was starting to get runs there and, you know, I was in a really good position where I might be able to contend for the lead, Aiden magically found out that I was running the top the second I got to him. So I don't know what was going on there. But, yeah, I definitely think we had a car to win tonight. Just didn't play out.
Well, solid third place run. You were the star of the show as far as putting on a show was concerned. A couple really nice looking sliders out there and running the rim. And, you know, fans love it when someone can ride the top of the racetrack like that. Fantastic job. Great third place finish. Who do you want to thank?
Oh, just everybody elbows up. I appreciate Billy for putting the time into the new paint for for this race, and all the other ones that we do. Paint by the Tuna Can does great work. Also, Wicked Brands, Matthew Henniger, Wicked Cushion, Jessup Logistics, BS Airlines, everybody else that's supporting Elbows Up. And also I want to congrats Zane Scott on the top 5 run from the B-main and FTS.
All right, mate. Well, thank you, Braden. Thank you, Mason, and thank each and every one of you for coming out and joining us tonight. And thank you, KR, for not only putting on the broadcast here tonight, but letting me hop in the booth and have some fun with you as well.
Absolutely. Adam, anytime I can share a broadcast booth with you, I would look forward to it, because this was the first time, and I'm not wearing any clothes because not only are you here, but also Chris Roberts, the man who is responsible for everything here tonight, good or bad. Chris, how you doing?
Well, better after the second half of that feature. It's that B-main in the first half I was not too pleased at all, and I think everybody was kind of picking up on that. The second half was freaking great there. Those three young guys put on a heck of a show, really, the last 35 laps of the race, really. And, I mean, one thing that I can't really fully stop is spotters, and I believe that was just a perfectly timed spotter call. But still, Eiler had, I believe, the fastest car, but just made one too many mistakes. But those three put on one heck of a show there.
It was definitely fun to watch, and on behalf of all the drivers, thank you for putting in the time and the effort here, not only this week, but throughout the course of the wintertime, giving us something to do.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome, man. You know, I want to thank everybody for coming out. You know, great support the past 2 weeks, week and a half. You know, a lot of work. Freaking Aiden was a beast last week and this week. So, you know, the kid definitely deserved it. He freaking drove his butt off to do what he did. He just had a little issues last week with the top, but was able to fix that and run it better tonight, and it definitely paid off. I mean, he drove the wheels off that thing. So spotter call or no spotter call, you know, he definitely earned it. And I mean, if I would have been in the ear of one of the other guys, I know, you know, I would have told him, hey, there's a car coming. So I can't fault nobody for that. And freaking he drove a great race, and those three put on a good show. So that was great to watch. Like I said, I'm glad the second 25 went a lot better than the first. Had a bunch of scoring issues since we didn't get a lap in. Took us a little bit to get that figured out, but it turned out to be a good ending to the week and a half, 10 nights of racing. I'm ready for a break.
we had you covered with a little broadcast magic here in the booth. Definitely want again to say on behalf of all the racers, thank you, and enjoy that well-deserved break. And just for those who want to know how to get involved with DOB, how do they go about doing so?
Search for Dirty Old Bastards on Facebook, or you know, you can search for it in the leagues. There's a whole bunch of them out there, but I only got 2 of them that are recruiting, and that's our 360 league and our 410 league. We're taking next week off. I'm going to post up the schedules, maybe get KR in the booth for one of the 2 nights. I'm not sure. But post up those schedules and the info, and that will also have the sign up link if you don't feel like searching for it. And we'll get ready to go. 360s are going to run 16 weeks, 32 races, and then the 410s will be running 15 weeks at 30 races, so double races each night. Fixed setup again, you know, Darren's going to work on them. We'll probably have some test sessions next week just to try and get the track slicker off, but he does have a good little theory that seems to be working pretty good right now. Racing was great all week. The track was open. You could run wherever you wanted to, so his theory is working so far. And like I told him, you know, he was nervous about sets. I said, hey, it's just like track prep. You'll hit it perfect this night, and you might not have it right the next time, but next time we go to that track, we'll get it fixed.
Yeah, and I gotta say something about the fixed sets too, if you'll give me a second to do so. For all the drivers, you know, crying, moaning, complaining about the fixed sets, if you don't like the fixed sets or you want to help, I'm sure that you or Darren would gladly take any help that they want to provide to get these sets where they think they should be. And I'm sure you and Darren are open to that. That if they want to help, but if they don't want to help, maybe just tone it down on bashing the sets. What do you say?
Oh yeah, I know nothing about setting them up. Been doing this for over 5 years, and I don't know nothing. iRacing's took away my setup of the rear stagger and tire spacing. They've made it to where I can't go as far as I used to, so now I'm garbage. unless Darren gives me something. But these sets, they're not going to be the fastest. We're setting them up to where they'll be, for the most part, equal all the way around. The bottom's going to be smooth and safe. Up top, you're going to be risky, but if it works out, you get a high reward for it. As you saw tonight, once it went up top, those guys were bouncing all over, but it worked out. So we're not going for fast. Darren said it doesn't even fit his driving style. We're going for what's equal across the track, so the track's open and we can have some great racing.
I think the racing at KR backed me up on this. I thought the racing all week was fantastic, and multiple lanes, and it drives like a sprint car again. And I think that's what we're all looking for, to have some fun, have this thing drive like a sprint car, but it's also viable on the top, the bottom, and the middle. And I think you and Darren did a great job of putting this set together.
Well,
and I can't wait to look forward to see what you guys have in the pipeline here coming up.
But before Chris says anything, Adam, Chris, guys, I got to tell you, this fixed setup, I am not a fan of doing a fixed setup racing league. But what you guys have done is you have brought the fun back into driving a dirt sprint car. And I absolutely am 100% behind what has just happened here tonight, because that was outstanding.
Yeah, appreciate that. When it comes to dirt, I do not like fixed setups. Pavement, I'll take fixed all day long. When it comes to dirt, with how much the track changes, I don't like it. But with how dominant the exploit can be, our core group doesn't really run it much, but when you get some outsiders, not saying nothing against Aiden, he perfected the setup, perfected the line, so kudos to him for doing his homework and making it work. But it drives like a late model, so we got it driving like a sprint car. It's fun to drive. You actually have to drive the freaking thing, and it's going to be a challenge. But I've had so many people say, hey, they're going to come back. A bunch of people enjoyed the race, and all week long, sitting up here watching it, especially the Sunday, the prelims, the hard knocks last night. There's cars all over the track. There's no one line that's quicker than the other, because, that guy on top might get it working, but then when he bobbles for a lap, he just lost about half a second to a second. If you miss your line, you're sitting there spinning the tires and going nowhere. So you got to drive the car, and I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, not a fan of fixed for dirt, but when we're trying to build it for equal across the whole track and not just one lane, it's making it fun, and it should be a fun season.
Absolutely.
Well, Adam, Chris, guys, thank you very much for joining me here tonight. Chris, I don't know about you, but I'm on God's time, so I have another hour before Devil's Dawn. It looks like you need to get ready for bed.
Yeah, this it's been a late nights the past 10 nights. I'm really going to bed no earlier than 12:30. I think the latest was about 1:30, and that alarm goes off at 5:30.
All right, Adam, Chris, guys, before we sign off here tonight, final thoughts on this outstanding 10 race or 10 night event that seals the deal for Dirty Old Bastards.
I just want to thank everybody who come out. Record car count for 360s last week, and then wasn't really sure when we announced we were going fixed. Had a lot of people happy, had some people mad. It's not gonna fit everybody's driving style, but you guys gotta adapt and drive it, and still had, for a weekend race with the Ironman, decent car count. I would have liked Saturday to be kind of like Friday, but here in the States, we race on Saturdays and Fridays and Saturdays, so that was understandable. A lot of people took advantage of the Classic on Sunday, and had 90 guys show up this week. So freaking gotta thank everybody for coming out. We don't race for money. The winner gets a nice trophy this year, pretty big, pretty nice. and just trophy racing. And we'll take a week off and get back at it.
I love it. A+ on the event, A+ on the fixed setups. I know fans aren't, and some drivers aren't a fan of fixed setups. Until iRacing gets their act together and fixes the sprint car, I think it's the best thing for it.
Amen.
And I think you can tell by the car counts here this week with the 410 Nationals, drivers we maybe haven't seen starting to come back into the fold. I expect with the way the racing's been this week to get more drivers in, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see full fields for weekly shows here at the way we got the sprint car driving. So Chris, thank you. KR, thank you. I appreciate you having me in the booth, and I can't wait to see what DOB's got cooking here this year.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be outstanding when it happens. So thank you very much, guys, for joining us for the 5th annual 410 Knoxville Nationals, the Dirty Old Bastards, presented by Streaker Racing. Thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed the show, and we look forward to doing it again next year. Maybe Adam might be in charge next time and not me. God, we can only hope. So until then...
No, you did great, KR. You did great.
Until then, y'all, have a good night, and thank you so much for joining us.